Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Wardog TV. We want to thank you for joining us for tonight's broadcast of Wardog Football as the Wardogs take on the rival Grove Ridgerunners in Game 2 of the 2022 season in a non-district game. I'm Coach Jim Paxton, along with Miami Public Schools Athletic Director Chad Davis, and together we are excited to bring you tonight's broadcast of Wardog Football. We are excited to be live and on the brand new Wardog TV, which is now the official home of all live Miami Wardog sports, performances, and special event broadcasts. This has been a dream in the works for a few years for Miami schools. Our goal is to create an environment for students to gain real-world experience in production and content creation. As a result, we will provide high-quality broadcast and video content to Wardogs around the world. Working tonight, our student production team, Kiara Richards will be on cameras, and Ava Huff will be working graphics and digital imaging. So we want to thank our Wardog students for their part in tonight's broadcast. We're excited for Game 2 of the season. Coach Davis will be joining us shortly. This is the year 4 of the Coach Zach Gardner era continues. Zach comes into tonight with a record of 5-26, but 3 of those came last year and 1 of those last week, so the Dogs are definitely headed in the right direction. Last week, the Dogs opened the regular season with a 21-0 victory over the Dewey Bulldoggers right here at Robertson Field. This is really kind of the opening week for most of high school football across the state of Oklahoma. Last week, the Dogs played in what is officially called 0 week. High school football, after about a week and a half of practice, you're entitled to 2 scrimmages. If you choose to take your second scrimmage and go ahead and play your first game, that's what the Wardogs and Dewey did last week. That's what we refer to as 0 week. And so while most of the state will be starting their first game tonight, the Dogs are actually playing their second. The Dogs will play again next week. We'll be on the road at Inola. And then the official week 3 of the football season, September 16th, the Dogs will have a week off before they head into district play. We're about 16 minutes away from kickoff here, so we'll talk a little bit about our pregame situations here. The Dogs tonight, like we said, coming in with a big win last week, and they sit at 1-0 on the season with a 21-0 victory over the Dewey Bulldoggers. Tonight, the Wardogs are hosting longtime rivals, the Grove Ridgerunners. Grove comes in 0-0. This will be their first official game of the year. They went ahead and scrimmaged both of their weeks as available for scrimmages. Next week, the Dogs will be on the road. We will still be bringing you all of the actions. The Dogs travel to Inola, followed by a week off. September 23rd, mark your calendars for that. That is homecoming here in Miami, and we will have a lot of activities. We'll be bringing some more information of those to you as we work our way through the broadcast. Several starters back off a young football team from last year. Some of those starters who saw action last year or back this year are Braylon Riley, a wide receiver, a defensive back. Hunter Nichols, running back and linebacker. Carson Jinks, entering his another year, starting at quarterback. Will also play some defensive back. Garrett Walls on the wide receiver and defensive back. Seth Davis, running back, defensive back. Drake North, tight end, defensive line. Brian Cox, both sides of the line, offensive line, defensive line. Reese Satterwhite, tight end and defensive line. And Eric McKibben, wide receiver and defensive back. So Dogs are still considered a young team, even with quite a few starters back. Only 6 seniors on this Wardog roster. So the future looks very bright for the Wardogs and their time coming up. Projected starters tonight for the Wardogs, starting at quarterback, will be Carson Jinks. Sharing the duties at running back will be Seth Davis and Hunter Nichols. All 3 of those, both Jinks and Davis and Nichols, had outstanding games last week as the Dogs rolled over the Dewey Bulldoggers. Starting at wide receiver, Garrett Walls, Braylon Riley, Eric McKibben. Tight end will be Reese Satterwhite. Starting along the offensive line, Josiah Bartley, Brian Cox, Hayden Miller, Xander Clark, and Julio Valenzuela. On the defensive side of the ball for the Wardogs, the defensive line will be Reese Satterwhite, Brian Cox, Wayne Wells, Julio Valenzuela, Carter Dixon, and Xander Clark. Those 6 will rotate those 4 spots. Inside linebackers are Chris Kelly and Dominic Humble. The outside linebackers will be played by Cole Lynch, Carson Jinks, and Seth Davis. The corners will be Garrett Walls, Braylon Riley, and the safeties will be Shane Douthit and David Homer. So those are your projected starters tonight for the Wardogs. Wardogs play in District 4A3. The preseason coaches poll picked Wagner to be the district champion. Last year's district champion was tonight's opponent, the Grove Ridgerunners, as Grove won the district last year and advanced to the second round of the playoffs. But the Wardogs are picked 5th in the coaches poll as we come into the season. I said District 4A3. How the experts or the coaches rank him: Wagner, Cushing, Catoosa, Oologah, Miami, Skiatook, Cleveland, and Tulsa McLean in that order. Hey. Some local games of interest tonight in the area for fans around. Woodland is visiting Commerce tonight, Oklahoma Union at Wyandotte. A couple of games last night in the area. Benita 45 at J14, and Fairland beat Afton 49-21. Coach Davis, welcome to the broadcast booth, and we're excited for Game 2 of the season.
Coach Pax, great to see you again. Welcome back to Robertson Field, Wardog fans, and we want to welcome in the booth with us Miss Ava and Miss Kiara, two Miami High School digital media students who are helping with the production up in the booth. We have a couple of more new bodies down on the ground tonight, Coach, so a few more camera angles. So as promised, Wardog TV will continue to expand a little bit and, be able to make this thing a lot of fun for all of our viewers back home. So thanks for joining us tonight.
Definitely so, Coach. This is a growing adventure and a growing, we're excited to have the girls here with us. We have, like we said, cameras down on the sidelines tonight. And so as the season goes, we hope to just make this broadcast better and better for those of you who are able to watch and enjoy this time with us.
Well, and I want to make sure that we don't get too deep into the night without me wishing my good buddy Jim Paxson a happy birthday. So happy birthday, Coach.
Oh, thank you, Coach Davis. Those birthdays just keep coming. But just keep celebrating them year after year. You just hope they keep coming at my age.
Yeah,
so.
that's a great point. So now looks like people are still filing in. Coach Pax, this anticipated probably one of the biggest crowds we'll see for a Friday night home game. Between Grove's always big. As far as, it's a rivalry that goes back a ways. Grove, number 8 ranked team in Class 5A coming into today. So their fans always do a great job of making the 20 to 30-minute drive over to Miami. We appreciate them coming and supporting their kids. And obviously, we had a great home crowd last week, and we anticipate that'll be a little bit bigger today. Shout out to the Miami Spirit team, our MHS cheer team, our Miami Eds, the Wardog band. We have a incredible game day atmosphere here, Coach, at Miami High School, and it's pretty cool to be a part of it.
Definitely so. So many people and so many organizations go into putting on this event. It's more than just a football game. Like I said, there are so many people involved. So, Coach, we're going to have a tough one here tonight. The Grove Ridgerunners come into town. They got bumped up this year. They're a Class 5A. Last year they were 4A. They were the district champs last year, yep. And they were led by all-state running back Emmanuel Crawford. Last is a daily Oklahoma first team. I know the Coaches Association with All-State, you can't be really on the first team until you're a senior, but his stats really stand out for you. 255 carries, 2,400 yards, 38 touchdowns, 20 receptions, 4 touchdowns there. According to the Daily Oklahoman, he's the number 27 player in the state.
Yeah, you can't say enough good things about Emmanuel Crawford. Obviously we know this is a Miami Wardogs broadcast, but these are two old football coaches that appreciate talent when we see it. And the Crawford kid is special, Coach. He's not just your regular good high school player. He's a special player who holds some Division I offers right now, continues to starting to open the eyes of more colleges out there, and rightfully so. Just a great competitor, has done it at a high level for a real long time, and just a really fun kid to watch. And, we're going to have our hands full trying to keep him contained, and, try to get off the field tonight on defense is going to be tough with guys like Emmanuel Crawford.
Definitely so. He's not real big, only 5'10", 155 pounds, but he is quick as can be, and he would be one of those guys you'd have trouble tackling in a phone booth.
Yep.
And so, if we had to say what's the defensive keys to the game tonight, that's key number one, is to slow Crawford down and maybe try to make him a little bit one-dimensional or something, make him to do something not as comfortable as with. So
yeah, and then they combat that with the senior quarterback Carson Trimble, who's played a lot of football and's got 2 outstanding receivers that he can throw it to. So Coach, you don't get ranked preseason in the top 10 just because you said it last year, they were the district champs in 4A. They bumped up, but yet all those kids are just a year older. So really, really talented football team in Grove.
Yeah, and this is a team in Grove that's used to winning. Like I said, they were district champs last year. First round of the playoffs last year, they beat Fort Gibson 42-35 and then lost to Elk City 24-45 in the quarterfinals at a game that I was at. And I know Elk City was able to line up and run the ball right at them, and Grove really had trouble with that. And I think that's going to be one of our keys tonight offensively. Or do we have the ability to line up, run the ball right at them, and sustain drives and keep their offense off the field?
Yeah, I mean, talking to Coach Gardner a little earlier in the week, he loved the blueprint for tonight was basically what we did last week against Dewey in the first half. I mean, we controlled the ball, controlled the line of scrimmage. Dewey ran a total of 7 offensive plays, Coach Paxton, in the first half last week, and that's the recipe for success. When you have an offense that's as explosive as the Grove Ridgerunners, the catalyst is just keeping them off the field. If we can continue to grind out first downs, and continue to move the chains and really make them play some hard-nosed football in between the trenches, you keep that explosive offense on the sideline.
Yeah, this is a team that's very well respected. They come in as part of District 5A4. They're picked number 2 in their district, but the reason they're probably not number 1 is Collinsville's in the district, and Collinsville is the defending 5A state champions.
That's right. And then another tough team that's going to be give them fits, and a lot of people fits, is Coweta. Another really good football team, traditionally have been really, really good. So they got their work cut out for them jumping up to 5A, and they're getting themselves ready for that, Coach, by continuing to schedule, Miami. They know that we're a team that's getting better. Big rival for them, as well as Jay next week. And then they got the Wagner Bulldogs. So so they're trying to get themselves battle tested a little bit as well. So, again, this will be a really fun matchup. It's their first game, our week 2. I'm excited about it.
Yeah, week 3 they host Wagner, and they're playing some tough schedule. Like I said, their district that kind of was picked by the coaches poll would go Collinsville, Grove, Bishop Kelly, Pryor, Edison, and Claremore. Some familiar foes from years back against the Wardogs. So the Ridgerunners have taken the field, and the captains are coming out. Captains for Miami, number 36, Drake North. Number 66, Brian Cox. Number 79, Carter Dixon. And number 7, Carson Jinks. Captains for the Ridgerunners coming from across the field. Number 60 is not listed on the program. Number 10 is Braden Casey. Number 44, that is Caden Gain. And number 1, Gavin Stone. That's your captains tonight for the Ridgerunners, and they are meeting right now at midfield. They'll be looking at the coin toss. Fans continuing to file in. The Grove Band on the far side. Miami's side is pretty full already. So we expect a big crowd tonight. Like I said, Grove and Miami only about 25 miles apart. So short drive this way, and it's going to be an exciting game here. Captain's still out on the field, getting ready for the flip, and we'll see who's going to do what here tonight.
Coach Pax looking down at the live shot right now through our Wardog live stream. What a great camera angle. It's nice. That's a brand new addition to Wardog TV. Is able to, to get up that close and personal with the action is a pretty cool feature.
Wow, that is really impressive. As we do have a camera on the field tonight, a live camera there as they were shooting that. So here's the results. The Wardogs have won the toss, or they will be receiving. I don't know if he didn't say defer. So it looks like maybe we did win the toss and we decided to take the ball.
Again, going back to what I just said just a few minutes ago, I think Coach Gardner thinks, if we can establish the start of this game just like we did last week, sometimes you just got a feeling like it's up to us offensively to set the tone, and we want to limit their possessions. And if you defer, you give them the first possession. You're literally handing it to them. So I think, what he talked about earlier this week still seems like he's going to remain true to that.
Definitely so. Like we said, we want to keep their offense on the sideline and keep the ball out of the hands of Crawford. We're still about 4.5 minutes here from kickoff. Wardog starting to gather in the giant Wardog tunnel down on our end of the field. Grove is gathered at their end of the field. They're getting ready to come out, but on the small, I guess it's called the tunnel, maybe they're cheerleaders. And here come the Ridgerunners on the field. Ridgerunners will be with their red helmets, all white tonight. Wardogs in their traditional blue helmet with the block M. They'll have on their blue jerseys tonight with the black pants. Last week, the War Dogs had on the black jerseys. Made it a little bit harder for us old guys to see the numbers, but we should have no problem with that tonight, and we'll try to give you the names and everyone involved as we work our way through tonight as we get closer to kickoff. Some upcoming events in Miami High School this week. Of course, next week is Labor Day. No school next Monday, Labor Day. Tuesday, September the 6th, junior high and JV football versus J. 7th grade will be at 5:30, 8th grade at 6:30, and the JV at 7:30. Thursday, September the 8th, junior high softball versus Veneta at 4:30, followed by the high school softball action versus Veneta. Great chance to see both teams in action together. Usually the junior high is on the road when the high school's at home, but we're going to have both junior high and high school softball the same place. And then next Friday, high school cross country at Claremore. And then the Wardog football will be on the road as we travel to Inola for our last non-district game.
Yeah, and that'll be a good test for the old Wardog TV live stream. That's our first road show, Coach Paxson. So I know Mr. David Frazier, the brains behind this entire operation for the students that we talked today, and everything came in that needed to come in, and we're excited to take our show on the road. Should be a lot of fun.
Definitely so. We want to have a special thanks here to our Superintendent, Nick Highsmith, Assistant Superintendent, Kenny Iverson, and the Miami Public Schools Board of Education for their continued support of Wardog Athletics. Shout out to our Director of Communication, David Frazier, who is the brains, as the coach said, and the MVP behind the scene of Wardog TV. So, Coach, we're just about a couple minutes from kickoff here. We're waiting for the War Dogs to come out of the tunnel, and then we'll be teeing it up, and we'll be ready for action here as Game 2 gets underway.
Yeah, a lot of fun, checking out the Wardog intro video right now. Again, another production of David Frazier and his great work, and a lot of different fun stuff we can do to kind of add to the overall experience of high school ball.
Not much more exciting than high school football on Friday night, and here come the War Dogs out on the field. War Dogs 1-0 on the young season. Grove comes in 0-0. This is their opening game, War Dogs' second game. Coach Gardner brings them on the field.
Yeah, roster count is at 54 right now, Coach Paxson. So good number of kids out, and that does include some freshmen, some young kids who will see their first action next Tuesday when we host Jay here for some junior high and JV ball. So, again, great experience for these young guys to be a part of varsity football, and this is going to be a lot of fun. Grove's ready to play, I think, Coach. They're already on the field, ready to kick it off, so this is going to be fun.
They are ready. They've set 12 on the clock. Officials are getting ready, and the War Dogs are getting ready to take the field for the kickoff return. I said, Coach, like we talked a little bit last week, some of the keys, don't turn the ball over, play good defense, good special teams, and we'll see how everything plays out here.
Yeah, and you're dead on, Coach Paxson. I'll add one more this week that I know that I've had in my head is limit the big plays. Personally for me, I define an offensive big play of anything that's 25 yards or more, and Grove lives on big plays. They hit us last year with 6 or 7 of them, and that's just too much for us to overcome. That's too much for anybody to overcome. So if we limit those big plays, I think, Coach, tonight to 3 or less and win the turnover battle, I like us hanging around in the fourth quarter and giving ourselves a chance.
Yeah, I do too, Coach. We want it to be a slugfest, not a track meet.
That's exactly right.
Tonight. So Grove is lining it up. They'll be kicking off. Deep for the War Dogs is Riley and Davis.
Coach Paxson, it is 6:59 in Miami, Oklahoma, and anytime the ball kicks before 7, the athletic director is happy. Here we go.
All right, and there's the kickoff. Riley's going to take it about the 15.
Got a seam.
He's got a seam right there. He's to across the 35 up to the 34. So good return right there for the War Dogs, and the offense will come out for their initial possession.
Coach, that's number 1, Gavin Stone. Number 24, Derek Thomas for the Ridgerunners on the top. But like you said, we'll take 34-yard line starting position all day long.
All day long. That is exactly right. I know one of the things I'm sure coaches have talked about last week is we want to cut back on the amount of penalties we had last week.
Yeah.
Seemed like the first half was played really well, and the second half got a little sloppy. So I hope to pick up on that. War Dogs come out. Jinx in the backfield as a quarterback. He is sided by Davis, 3 receivers to the right.
I look for us to throw the ball in the air a little bit more week 2, Coach. Throw some deal thing. Just quarterback power to start.
Jinx comes around the side. He's going to get about 2 or 3. Let's take him up to about the 38-yard line.
Tackle there by number 10, Braden Casey for the Ridgerunners.
All right, so the War Dogs come out and do exactly what we thought. I said the War Dogs at times will, put 2 backs in the backfield, And all three are a threat to run it. You know, the Jinx is a threat as a quarterback. Then you have Nichols, you have Davis. And we're going to line it up and run the ball right at you. So Coach, we're going to give him 4, actually, on that play. So it's going to bring up 2nd and 6 for the War Dogs. Just underway here at Robertson Field. Davis flanked beside Jinx in the backfield.
Grove Ridgerunners showing pressure, back out.
Hand off to Davis over the right side. Really hit in the backfield. He's going to lose about a yard. Spring up 3rd and 7 for the War Dogs. Across the front line for Grove, 64, 68, 51, and 50. That is Edwards, Hill, Schleisman, and Arnold. So War Dogs come out now. Davis directly behind Jinx. A little bit different look. Tight end left, 2 receivers left. They're going to run the speed option. Now look for Davis to throw it. He's got him wide open. McKibben's going to catch it. He's at the 30. The 20.
Ball security.
To the 10.
No
touchdown.
What a play
War
call.
Dogs.
What a play call early by Coach Gardner. Executed to perfection. I'm going to tell you, Coach, last week we showed speed option, but we only showed it to the right. So 2 wrinkles there. Speed option to the left, brand new. And then Seth, being a left-handed player, he told me about this play. He said, Dad, we're going to run it early, and it's going to work. Great setup by 88 Eric McKibben. Really stopped in there like he was going to block. Really bit hard on it. What a beautiful execution. Huge play early from Miami.
Oh, definitely so. Coach, it doesn't get any better than that. Douth it on for the extra point. And that is the snap, the hold, and the kick. It is up, and it is good.
64.
So the War Dogs strike early. And, Coach, we have a penalty on the field. So this took part on the extra point. We're going to see what they're talking about here. Coach, did you think it was about 64-yard pass right there?
I think I had 64.
Okay.
I mean, I may be wrong, Coach, but it's so funny because, Coach, we've both been in those meetings. You're like, I like this. You always have 3 or 4 trick plays in the book. What a time to bring it out on the very first drive on 3rd and 6 when they probably were thinking, we're going to peel our ears back. They can't throw it on us. And never would have thought that Seth Davis would be the leading passer for the War Dogs. And I hope he's not. I hope Carson ends up passes him by a lot. So just a really great executed play to be able to pull that off. That's why you do it. And, wow, what a huge jump start for this game.
Yeah, like I said, we did show the option a couple times last week, just a speed option. And it looked like they were going to run because we come out and said the War Dogs are going to line up and run the ball at you. And, Coach, they tricked me. I mean, I was, hey, we're going to run the option right there.
It's so funny because, sorry to interrupt you there, Coach, but again, with Seth being in my home and saying, Dad, this is what we do. This is what it looks like. When I saw that, I thought, is this it this early? And then I saw McKibben shuffle out of there. And, kudos to Seth. Put a good ball on him, hit him in stride. Eric actually looked like he almost tripped on about the 20-yard line. But yeah. McKibben had enough speed there, Coach, to outrun a corner to finish. So kudos to Eric McKibben. Just a great play.
Yeah, Coach, I did not see what the penalty was on the extra point. But the War Dogs have moved the ball up 15 yards. So
yeah, it must have been an unsportsmanlike, Coach, for that 15-yarder. So,
so
2 good things happening right there for Miami.
So, Coach, a lot of times right now, you move up 15 yards, a lot of people will say, well, maybe it's onside kick it.
No, that's a great comment, Coach Paxson. If you've got that funny little onside or that funny little high pooch, why not use it here? The field position is your only reason that you typically don't do it when you don't have the penalty, but nothing to lose here. I like the call there.
Yeah, absolutely. So, first drive, 3rd plays in, War Dogs run a trick play, and McKibben gets behind the defense, and the War Dogs throw a 64-yard touchdown pass on an option pass, I guess. So here comes the kick, and they do onside it.
Good hop.
And it is bounced. Oh, good hop right there. Went right to Grove, and good stop right there.
Yeah,
tackle number 6, that is Hunter Nichols.
Yeah, that was number 15, Jackson Gain. Did a pretty good job there, Coach. That was a pretty good onside kick by Shane Douthit.
That is exactly right. You want it bouncing and bouncing high. Actually, the guy at the front, one of the front 5 guys that went through his hands, unfortunately, went right to the next level. So Grove's going to come out. They'll take over. Ball's going to be at their own 33-yard line, and War Dogs have struck here early, and they lead in this one 7-0.
Coach Pax, wouldn't surprise me to see Grove try to hit back pretty quick with a big play themselves. So wouldn't shock me here if they may say, let's see if our trick play works right off the bat. We'll see.
That's exactly right. So Grove comes out. They're going to be led by Trimble. He is a several-year starter there. Carson Trimble, senior quarterback. Crawford beside him. Come out two receivers either side. They fake the ball up inside. That's Trimble, and he's got a big gain. He's going to go across the 40 up to about the 45. So just kind of a little zone read right there, and like I said, he's gonna be a threat because everybody's eyes are going to be on Crawford, and he just pulled it and went right up the middle for about 15.
Yeah, and Trimble, coach, last year as a junior, is a state medalist in several track events, so he can go. I mean, he can run, so he is an absolute threat. He is not a guy that just shows it. He can take the distance.
Definitely so. That brings up 1st and 10 for the Ridgerunners. Trimble keeps it again around the right side, being chased by Jinx, and you can see the speed right there by Trimble. And he's going to pick up about 8 as he works his way around the left side.
Yeah, did a pretty good job. I mean, I know the goal this week is to keep Crawford inside the tackles. You know, he's a guy that once he bounces and get outside, there's not too many people in the state at any levels that can catch him out in space. Like you said earlier, he's a guy you can't tackle in a phone booth. So did a pretty good job of keeping the edge there. But what we're giving up there, coach, is that quarterback inside run game right now.
Yeah, let's going to bring up 2nd and let's call it a long 3. Ball just across the 50. Grove on their initial drive. That's Crawford up in the middle. He's going to be about a yard. Well, he's going to fight his way across the 45. I think they are. And they're going to mark it back as just short. So I thought they marked him across the 45. Actually moved it back just a little bit.
Looked like number 50 Xander Clark, number 22 Chris Kelly there to kind of come out on the stop.
Yeah. Coach is going to bring up 3rd down and really short. They're looking at it. Are they going to measure? Nope. They're going to say.
I don't know what we got going on here.
We got some confusion because the chains on the far side is saying 1st down, but they haven't moved the chains to show first down.
Currently, with where the ball placement is, we are 3rd and 1 is what we should be, less than 1.
Yes.
Yeah, 3rd and 1.
So the officials are still talking about it here.
Coach, this is a great play for a play action fake and a deep pass right here. I wouldn't be.
And that's snap to Trimble. He goes around the left side, and he's going to get the 1st down.
Yeah. We played that pretty well, Coach, but they just 3rd and short. Looked like Sept on the tackle there, number 26, Sept Davis.
Yeah, and you want to what you want to make Grove do, as you mentioned in the pregame. Don't give up the big plays. Make them go down the field, even 5 yards, 6 yards, 7 yards, because somewhere along the way they're going to put the ball on the ground. You're going to have a holding penalty, and it's hard, high school football, any level, to have a drive with perfection. Trimble's going to throw for the first time. He hits out. That is 44. That's the tight end. That is Caden Gain, and he has a big gain, and you're going to take it down inside the 25. So just a little kind of a boot pass right there.
Yeah, nice little quarterback waggle to the outside, a little tight end kind of released, and we had outside backers, worried about deep ball there, and pretty good play for him.
Yeah. Grove going fast right there.
A lot of tempo.
Hand the ball to Crawford, and they're kind of blowing it dead.
Got a false start here, Coach.
False start. Okay, like we said, that's what we're looking for.
Yeah, went too fast.
Yeah, it's hard to, go 8, 9, 10 plays of perfect execution, and somewhere along the way, not jump off sides, not get a hold, not put the ball on the ground. And so Wardog are going to take any kind of break they can get tonight.
Sure.
This is a tough opponent, so we're going to back them up 5, and that's going to make it 1st and 15. Ball at the Wardog 31. Wardogs lead this one 7-0 on a trick play on the 3rd play of the game. Trimble back to pass.
Yeah, that's tough. I mean, he just kind of sat down in the zone right there. Nice little 6-yard play. It kind of like looked like that by that coverage, Coach, that we were okay to give that up. Worried about the deep ball there.
Yeah. That's going to bring up 2nd, and we'll call it about 6 for the Ridgerunners. That was Humfer on the catch. Around to Crawford, around the right side, and he crosses the 15 down to about the 12-yard line. Coach showed a little bit of power right there as he kind of ran over us a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's been in the weight room and working just like everybody else. So, impressive drive here by the Ridgerunners on their initial drive of the night.
It'd be a good place right here for the Wardogs try to force a turnover, see if we can stop a little momentum here.
Definitely so. Wardogs lead it here early, 7-0. Trimble keeps it around the right side.
Yeah, good block by the edge.
Trimble's going to go out about the 4-yard line.
Nice block on the edge by number 1, Gavin Stone. That's Shane Douth at number 8 on the stop. Pretty good play by Shane out there to keep them from punching it in.
It's going to bring up 2nd and 1 for the Ridgerunners. All right, let's call it 2nd and 1. Ball at the 3. Ridgerunners can pick up a first down without scoring a touchdown. Bring motion across. Hand the ball up inside. That's number 7, Emmanuel Crawford, and he is in for the score. So Ridgerunners do answer. They take the ball and drive length of the field, most of it on the ground. A couple of passes thrown in, and we're an extra point away from being knotted up at 7.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, they were very efficient right there. I mean, I know that's not the start that Coach Homer wanted on defense. We really didn't do anything there, Coach, we didn't put any stress on them, let me put it that way, on that drive, other than the self-inflicted 5-yard penalty. I mean, that was really the only negative play they had. So, I know that that's not the start that we were hoping for, but here we are knotted up at 7, and, we get a chance to go score again.
Yeah, extra point is up, and it is good, and we are tied at 7. 8:21 left in the first quarter, so both teams have had a possession, and both teams have come out and scored on their initial possession. So the War Dogs will be now receiving.
Yeah, I'm always interested after that first initial series. Both teams have had a series. We've ran some special teams. Going to have another special teams rep. Now this seems like this is, Coach, where kind of the game starts to settle in a little bit, where you kind of start to get to see the real stuff. You know what I'm saying? You kind of throw a bunch of smoke and mirrors out there early. I mean, Grove showed a couple of wrinkles, I can tell you right now, on that first drive that we haven't seen on film. And then it'll be interesting to see how Grove's secondary now adjusts to knowing that we've got that in our back pocket. See if that keeps those safeties and corners a little bit more honest, where our run game could maybe find some gaps.
So War Dogs receiving, and that is Riley and Davis back to receive this one. Pretty good return by Riley on the first kickoff. Like to see one of those guys hit a seam and give us another great field position here.
I'd watch onside kick here.
Kick is going deep, and once again, Braden Riley's going to take it about the 11. And he's going to get up to about the 25-yard line, so the War Dogs will take over 1st and 10.
Looks like number 22, Christian Jeffries, and number 10, Braden Casey on the tackle there for the Ridgerunners.
Hunter Nichols coming out to play running back on this series. Davis played the first series and ended up throwing a long touchdown pass. There'll be times they'll share the times both of them be in the backfield. So Jinx has gone all the way at quarterback in his 3rd or 4th year to start for the War Dogs. Had a really good game last week. So War Dogs opened the season with a 21-0 victory over Dewey. War Dogs come out with trips to the left. That's Riley, McKibben, and Walls. Satterwhite's the tight end.
Yeah, got the edge here.
Pretty good. Looks like we had the edge, and Jinx kind of slowed down a little bit. He's got to go. He's going to take it out to about the 27.
Yeah, good pursuit there by the Ridgerunners. Again, we've called his name a lot already. Number 1, Gavin Stone, first one there. Number 44 did a pretty good job of running to the ball there. Caden Gain. Looks like we got something there, but I feel like we got to get that a little quicker. Coach Pax, what are you seeing?
Yeah, I thought so too. I thought we was going to have a little bit bigger gang right there, and it's going to bring up 2nd. Let's call it 7. Ball at the War Dogs 28. 7:40 left in the opening quarter. We're all tied at 7. This is non-district football here tonight. War Dogs have trips to the right. Nichols in the backfield with Jinx. Ball goes to Nichols up inside. Not a lot of room in there. He's going to go up to about the 30-yard line, so only going to pick up about 2.
Looks like number 51, Ty Schlesman, looks like the first guy there. Had Hunter there around the ankles. So short game, 3rd and medium.
Let's call it 3rd and 5. Davis comes out, and we're going to go 2 backs in the backfield, I'm sure, right here as Riley comes out.
One thing we talked about a little bit last week, Coach, and I'll mention it again, I really like the 20 personnel look. That's the 2 back, no tight end for us. But it looks like 21 right here. It looks like. But I like the 2 back because Hunter and Seth are so versatile. You can get them out of there and throw them the football. You can do a little misdirection here. Be interested and see what the play call is.
Yeah, 3rd and 5 for the War Dogs. Their second possession of the night. And a little bit looks like a little bit of confusion in the backfield, and Jinx is going to go down for about a 2-yard loss.
Yeah, that right there didn't look right. I feel like somebody went the wrong way there, and they're going to force us into a punt.
Yeah, so Grove defense stiffens on the Wardog second possession, and they're going to force an attempted punt here. So it's called 4th and about 6 after the yard loss right there.
Yeah, Coach, they've really bottled us up. I mean, obviously we hit the big trick play, but you can't live with those. You know what I mean? You only get a couple of those a game, and hopefully we can get some good snap, good hold, good protection, and maybe Seth can get into one here. We can flip some field position.
Davis back to punt. Coach, we didn't punt very many times last week. I hardly remember seeing us punt.
I don't think we did punt.
I
know Seth didn't.
Yeah,
so.
we didn't punt. That's a good spiral, and that's going to land about the 40. It's going to good bounce for the Wardogs. It's just going to hit about 38 and roll down to about the 26, 27-yard line. So 47-yard punt there by Davis. Good spiral on the action right there, and Grove will take over for their second possession of the night. 5:54 left in the opening quarter, all tied up at 7. And what is a beautiful night of football here in Oklahoma.
Yeah, beautiful evening. I think we're looking at about the 80s right now, Coach. Robertson Field gets pretty shaded up right around kickoff, and 82 degrees right now. What I'd love to see us do right here is be able to give them this little bit of stress. I mean, we got to make them earn it a little bit more.
Yeah. They actually, that last drive, they went down the field without much, seemed like out a lot of opposition. They pretty much executed and did what they wanted. They're going to come out with the 2 receivers on either side. Crawford in the backfield. Trimble drops back, throwing over the middle, and he had a guy there.
Yeah, just kind of missed him there. The ball was intended for number 1, Gavin Stone. That's something there that I didn't like how that looked, Coach, giving up the middle of the seam like that.
And it really looks like they just maybe sent 4 guys vertical. They had 2 receivers either side, and they sent 4 vertical, and one of them was kind of running loose right there. It's going to bring up 2nd and 10 for the Ridgerunners. Ball on their own 27, ball on the left hash. Crawford in the backfield with Trimble. If that name Trimble sounds familiar to you, his grandfather was a head coach at Commerce for many, many years. They're going to give the ball to Crawford up inside.
Got to finish.
He's going to go across the 30 to about the 32.
Yeah, pretty good job initially there, Coach. But Manuel, again, we talked about it, and we'll talk about him plenty tonight because he's worth it. But really should have been about a 1-yard gain. He ends up powering through for about 2. 3rd and long here. Big play here for the Wardog defense early, Coach.
Yeah, looks like we had him bottled up. He's picked up about 4. So let's call it 3rd and 6 for the Ridgerunners. Ball at their own 31-yard line. 2 receivers either side. He drops back.
Yep.
Tough in Crawford, and that is going to be tough. Yep. And he is going to be gone. And he is going to go the distance. Coach, you can just see the speed right there. We don't want it to turn into a track meet. That's exactly what we had. As he goes 69 yards on the touch for the pass, and that is a touchdown for the Ridgerunners. And Coach, give their coaches some credit there. They found a way to get the ball to him out in the open field. When he's out of the open field, he's going to be hard to tackle.
Yeah, I mean, and really nothing real fancy there. Just a little sprint out, and I think the ball was supposed to go to him the whole time. I think that was their intention, was to get it to him in space. We had someone in position there, but we did the cardinal sin against great speed as you let him outside. You have to do everything you can to get that funneled in. He's probably going to get the first down, but we can live to play another down. Let him get that first down, and then let's settle back in. We just can't give up the big play like that.
All right, Grove is on for the extra point, and it is up, and it is good. So with 5:04 left in the first quarter, Grove takes the lead 14-7 on a 69-yard pass to Emmanuel Crawford. So it's a big point of the game right here, Coach. The Wardogs need to come out and really kind of sustain a drive and keep the Grove offense over on the sideline for a little bit, keep the ball out of Trimble's hands, out of Crawford's hands, and keep momentum from permanently parking itself on the Ridgerunner side of the field.
Yeah, I mean, Coach, we kind of a flip script from last week. I mean, Miami offense only ran 6 plays. Again, one of those was a big play for us, but we really haven't moved the chains. We have not earned a first down. You know what I'm saying? The touchdown, being the touchdown play being the biggest one. So I'd like to see us get good field position here. Maybe if we can get on, our side of the 40 or better. And we need to put together some first downs here and, put a little pressure on them.
Definitely so. We need to, like I said, keep their offense on the sideline and milk that clock, and we don't shorten the game. So number 61 for the Ridgerunners, that is Carmen Sanchez. He is kicking off. Ball at the 40. Riley and Davis back again for the Wardogs. Kick is going to be a deep onside, and that's going to land about the 25. Riley gets it, goes up the right side, and he's just going to get what he can. Pretty good kick right there. That makes it tough.
Yeah, the kick was really good right there. It's kind of kicked it in no man's land. It's hard to get into a rhythm if you're any one of the returners. So, they've executed really well early so far, Coach.
Wardogs come out for their third possession of the night. It's possession number 1 on 3rd and 5. They throw a trick play and throw the distance for a touchdown. Second possession, Dogs went 3 and out. So Dogs come out for their third possession. Ball at their own 23, 4:59 left in the opening quarter. It's going to be Hunter Nichols in the backfield with Jinx. Wardog's going to come out with trips to the left, tight end to the right. That is Riley, McKibben, and Walls this side. Satterwhite is the tight end to the right. Going to hand the ball to Nichols. He cuts up. He's going to cross the 30 up to about the 32. So a little bit better gain right there, Coach. Let's give him almost 5 on that play. So that's really one of the first times we've had a little bit of movement up front, and really some positive on the run game.
Early, I'll tell you one thing I'm really impressed with is the Grove Ridgerunner defensive line and linebackers backside are really running to the ball, Coach. I mean, obviously this is their first game and they're jacked up and ready to go. So, but I've been really impressed with their pursuit to the football so far.
Yeah, and I really thought if for us to have success tonight, we'd have to win the battle up front. I'm not saying that we won't.
Yeah,
but
no question.
Really, the kind of the Achilles heel for last year for Grove was you could at times line up and run right at them. But right now, the Wardogs are having a little bit of a struggle doing that. Let's call it 2nd and 5. Hand the ball up. That's going to be Jinx. He pulls it.
Yeah.
And he's going to go up 35 to about the 37. And, Coach, we're going to be very close to a first down. They're going to signal it is a first down.
Yeah.
So we do pick up the first down. So a little bit of a replay right there. He fakes the ball to Nichols, jumps up inside.
Yeah, first time tonight, Coach, I've seen some pretty good creases on the interior of the line there. So, again, maybe going from us being that second game and they being their first, maybe a little fatigue hits them a little early, and we can take advantage of that.
And, and it is kind of a rivalry game, us and them. And, after the first about quarter or so, the nerves settle down and you start to play football. So. Davis now in the backfield with Jinx. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. That's the ball is given to Davis up inside. Good cut. He's going to cross the 35 up to about the 36. Let's give him about 3 on the play. That's going to bring up 2nd down and 7. So nothing fancy. Coach, all you got to have is 3 and a third yards per carry, and you can move the chains.
Yep, that's a great point. And, again, it's an equalizer when you have an explosive offense like the Ridge Runners do, when you can, 3 yards in a cloud of dust, right? The old coaching saying. So, 3.5, 4 yards, you'll take them, but every now and again, you're going to have to mix in a big play to get them on their heels a little bit.
Definitely so. So let's call it 2nd down and 7. Wardogs coming out. Davis in the backfield with Jinx tied in and 2 receivers to the right. Riley split to the left. Going to have the ball up inside. Davis getting around the right side. He's across the 40. Across the 45 up to about the 48-yard line. Good play right there by Seth Davis. It's a good, tough running. The Dogs are going to pick up another first down.
And 10 yards.
So Wardogs put together back-to-back first downs. And, Coach, we've got a drive going as we have moved the ball now almost up to midfield.
Yeah, good bounce there by Seth. That ball's intended to go power a little bit inside. I think he had the inside gap, too. He kind of had a choice there. He would have probably been okay either way. But good bounce by Seth. Good blocking on the interior line. Seth did a pretty good job of breaking 1 tackle. And like you said, Coach, maybe we can get into a little bit of a rhythm here and get moving.
Actually put the ball back just a little bit. Let's call it at their own 47. Tight end right, 2 receivers right. Riley split left. Davis in the backfield with Jinx. Fakes to Davis. Jinx jumps up inside. No room there at there. And he's going to get 1 on the play, if that. So pretty good play right there by the up front of the Ridge Runner defense. That was 58 Cox and 51 Schleisman on the tackle.
Well, I'll tell you what, you look at 50, 51, 64, they all look about very similar, Coach. Good-looking kids over there on the front line for the Ridge Runners.
Yeah, the roster we have does not have any sizes on there, but they are some good-looking kids out there.
They look good, yep.
Let's call it 2nd down and 9 as Wardogs are starting to put together a drive. Ball almost to midfield. Let's call it their own 48. Wardogs come out, getting a little trouble getting lined up.
Yeah, it looks like
a little bit of a boy.
Gosh, that's not good there,
Coach. That was some kind of a trick play.
And I'm going to be honest with you. I kind of hope they give us a pre-snap penalty because that's way better than taking that 2-yard loss on downs. But a lot of confusion. Looked like a timeout by Coach Gardner was trying to get called late.
Yeah, and
the sideline official over there. We'll see what we got here.
And we do have a flag on the far side. we're going to have offside on the Ridgerunners is what they're signaling, though they marked the ball off against the Wardogs. Coach, I think he signaled it the wrong way. They're still – Coach, the White Hat's pointing at Grove.
Yeah, no, that's against us. We've got a false start penalty, it looks like here. I think we just have a miss.
He's going to make the correction. It is a legal procedure, false start against the Wardogs. So – that was some kind of a trick play there because I know we had the tackle, Barley, lined up out split wide.
Yeah.
So I think we might have been trying to split out somebody and then hide a tight end. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Right there, but.
And the good news is, honestly, Coach, we could come back to that because it's not like we really gave anything away there. But the problem when you do something like that, and those big guys aren't used to being out there detached like that, and they're like, when do I move? When do I not? So, like I said, a lot of confusion there.
Even really, up 5. Even had some trouble getting lined up because when Barley went out there, he had lined up about 3 yards past the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
So he had to back up and not pointed on him, but that was just confusion right there. So we're going to call it 2nd and 14. So the Wardogs drive kind of takes a little bit of a step back. They're going to hand the ball to Davis around the left side. He's going to fight his way up to about the 44. Not much room right there. So what was a promising drive is now facing a big play. 3rd and 14. 1:40 left in the opening quarter. Ridgerunners lead this one 14-7. Satterwhite coming out. Landon Eldridge, coming in. Like the Wardogs going to go. Maybe a few more receivers right here.
What a great atmosphere for high school football, Coach.
Oh, it definitely is, Coach. Great night here. Big crowd, both sides. Our stands really packed. Of course, the far side there, the huge stands, a lot of people there. Coach, we have, I'm not sure, I think we might have a legal procedure right here.
I think we'll get a timeout by Coach
Maybe
Gordon.
so. I'm not, because I think Riley was maybe off the line of scrimmage right here. That would put us 5 in the backfield.
I'll tell you, Coach, with that look it looked like they were kind of really stacking the box. I'm surprised. It looked like they're kind of giving us some numbers out to the field side there with the 3 receivers. So be interested to see what our guys have seen up top and see if they come back to that same formation and see if they show us a different look.
Yeah, definitely so, because we went 4 receivers and no tight end. And Coach, I'll be honest, if I'm playing the Wardogs and I've seen us scrimmage and I've seen us play week 1, I'm going to stack the box and I'm going to take away the run.
No, yeah, that's what you have to do. Yeah. You have to, because that's going to be our bread and butter for the year. But we've obviously shown too, Coach, that Carson can throw it a little bit. We got more than capable receivers, so it's a good test for us right now early because Grove's asking us to throw it on them right now.
Yeah, like I said, we have had success in the scrimmage in game 1 of throwing the ball, but I'm sure Grove's saying, "Are you good enough to beat us throwing it? Let's see if you are." So let's go call it 3rd and scoreboard says 13, and the Wardogs here had a couple of first downs, and kind of a trick play went bad for us, so kind of set us back a little bit. But Coach, how about a big play right here? Let's see if we can get a first down and keep this drive going.
Not too far away from where we had the big touchdown play earlier. So let's see what we got dialed up here. But you see at the field side up top, Coach, they're giving us a little bit of a cushion there. We'll see if we go up top with the passing game here. Now they're backing out.
Backing out. Jinx, come here. He's going to scramble. They're going to have a hold in the backfield. So this one's going to be coming back.
Yeah, good tough run by Carson, too. Unfortunately, it's going to be for naught.
Yeah, and I'm sure they're probably going to take that penalty.
Yeah, I would definitely think so, especially where it was thrown on the field. I mean, if not, they're going to give us a 4th and about 5.
Yeah, they're going to back it up to probably third and almost a mile.
Yeah, 3rd and 23 is a much better deal.
Yeah, so they're going to see the signal here. They're talking to the Grove coaches, letting them know see what they want to do.
Looks like they're giving a signal to decline that. That would really surprise me here.
Yeah, Coach, really me too, because like I said, it would bring up 4th and a manageable, yardage situation here. No, I think they're going to point back here now.
Yeah, they're going to mark it back from the outside. So, Coach, we're looking at 3rd and about 23 or 24 after this penalty.
Coach, this might be a good place right here. I don't know what we have in. I'm not on the practice with them, but if you have a quick kick, now might be a time to do it.
Yeah,
because you can maybe get a roll and don't give a chance to put Crawford back there or somebody to return the ball. And as I said, because you're facing 3rd and just almost half the field right now.
Yeah, or the other thing I can see here is typically the defensive philosophy here on 3rd and a bunch is know the down and distance, so they're going to be a little soft, backing off. Our speed option look. is pretty good here to maybe get 10 or 15 yards back to maybe help with some field position. But this is tough sledding, Coach, asking us to convert 3rd and 26.
Or else you just throw it deep and hope for a pass interference call. We're just going to hand the ball up inside to Davis, and he's going to go up to about the 33-yard line. So just Wardog's playing it safe, and they're going to punt the ball and try to play defense. So, Coach, that could be the last play of the quarter if we wanted to be.
Yeah, and that's the other thing we do, too, with that play, Coach, is we get into the second quarter. You're going to, against a very talented top 10 5A team, you play them 14-7 first quarter. Get into the second quarter, you're within a score. Maybe we can get, again, Sept had a pretty good punt the last time. Maybe we can execute again up front with the snap, and he can get a hold of a good one and, make them go a long way, hopefully.
Yeah. I said we're 1 quarter's in the books, and Grove leads this one 14-7. You are following Wardog TV. We're excited to be the live, brand new Wardog TV, which is now the official home of all live Wardog sports, performances, and special event broadcasts. This has been a dream in the works for a few years for Iowa schools. Our goal is to create an environment for students to gain real-world experience in production and content creation. As a result, we will provide high-quality broadcast and video content to Wardogs around the world. We want to thank our students' production team working tonight. Kiara Richards working cameras tonight. Ava Huff working graphics and digital imaging. And also, Coach, I know we have some cameras on the field, I believe, tonight as well.
Yeah, we've got a couple more students on the field. Again, this is the initial on-field camera. Right on the field right now, we got Security Bank and Trust, Bank President Marcel Walther and his team, along with Assistant Athletic Director Rusty Mercer, and Dr. Wade Walls, who's our Bush Club president, presenting Security Bank and Trust with a plaque and a Wardog signed mini helmet, thanking them for being the game day sponsors for today. So we're pretty blessed to have great supporters here in Miami, and this is just a great example of that. Thank you, Security Bank and Trust.
Yeah, Coach, they're going to have to hurry, get off the field. Looks like they were almost putting a play up in here, and Coach Mercer and our Wardog sponsors, they're still on the field. So now getting them moving along. So
yeah, we don't need Coach Mercer making any plays on the football field.
No, definitely not. All right, 4th and 26 for the Wardogs. Davis back to punt for the second time tonight, and probably only the second time this evening, as the Wardogs did really not face a punting situation last week. Grove now has 2 deep guys. They're back at their own 30-yard line. Good snap. Good kick by Davis. He's going to try to kick away from him. That's going to be caught by number 12. He's going to try to get to the wide part of the field. All right, good pursuit right there by the Wardogs, and he's just really going to get about to where he caught it.
38.
So 38 yards on the kick by Davis, and Grove will come out. Coach, even though that drive did eventually bog down, Coach, we took a little bit of time off the clock right there.
Yeah,
we kept their offense on the sidelines for a little bit.
Yeah, and again, I'll say that we started to see a few seams opening up. Now, again, Grove's doing a really good job of closing those seams pretty quick. So, like you said, took another baby step forward with that second drive, and, we're going to really have to start putting some of those together because, these short-lived possessions, Coach, we can't live on these with a team as explosive as Grove.
No, definitely so. So Grove comes out. We're just underway in the second quarter. Grove leading 14-7. Trimble in the backfield. He is Crawford with him. They're going to hand the ball across the formation on a kind of a speed play there, and he's going to go up for about 8 yards. That was Hacker.
Yeah.
Hacker on the carry, and that was a motion. Brought a jet motion right there, jet sweep, and good yardage right there. Actually going to back it up just a little bit. Let's give him 6 on the play. Let's call it 2nd down and 4. Grove tries to stretch the field, and they try to make it a track meet, and they've got a lot of speed on the team. Oh, the ball's picked off! Ball's picked off!
Play.
That is Seth Eads, and they're trying to run a little screenplay right there, and he stepped in front of it. What a pick right there by the Wardogs. Coach, that can be a momentum changer.
Well, and all that is scouting. All that is a tendency. That is great coaching on the defensive side of the ball. What a great job by Seth Eads. We have repped that play and say they love to run this. That was Seth Eads doing a great job of recognizing that. Great scouting by the defensive coaching staff. And like you said, Coach, first turnover of the game, and it's a big one.
Definitely so. Wardog's going to take over. Ball is at the Grove 31-yard line. So Coach, it'll be interesting to see if we want kind of maybe some play action and try to get a cheap one here. If we're going to just line up and try to grind it out a little bit more, but we need to take advantage of that turnover. Wardog's going to come out. That is Nichols in the backfield with Jinx. Tight end right, trips to the left. Hand the ball up inside to Nichols.
Yeah,
he's going to try to get the outside. Probably should have cut that right there. Good, tough run. Probably should have cut up inside, though.
Yeah, good run by Hunter. I mean, it's easy for us to see it up here when it's hard when you got flying bodies down there. But good run by Hunter. Tackle made by number 50, Jesse Arnold for the Ridgerunners.
Yeah. Let's give him 3 on the play. Let's call it 2nd and 7. So Wardog's trying to take advantage of a outstanding interception by Seth Eads as they tried to throw the spot pass, and he just stepped in front. Ball at the Wardog's 28-yard line, 10:43 left till halftime. Ridgerunners lead this one 14-7.
Wouldn't surprise me, Coach, to see the ball go in the air here.
Nichols in the backfield with Jinx. Coach, we're going to take a timeout right here, and Coach Gardner wants to talk about it.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't think he liked that timeout. I think we took too long to get into the play there. I mean, you look up and the play clock's under 5, and I just don't think Coach Gardner liked what he saw there. So, you'd rather take a timeout. That we have to take advantage of that turnover in this field position. Don't want to put yourself in a bind here with a poor penalty.
Definitely so. You have any kind of confusion or you'd have a chance of a delayed game call, just get that timeout and talk about it. And like I said, after the interception by Eads, Wardogs want to take advantage of this opportunity here. So,
Coach, I'd be remiss if I didn't take a few seconds here. I know you mentioned him a little earlier, but I'd like to shout out to Coach Rick Trimble, a longtime coach for the Commerce Tigers that I grew up actually personally competing against. But Rick and his wife Janelle, son Tyson, who's a doctor over in Grove, daughter Kenzie, they're kind of like family to me, being a pitcher kid. But Coach Trimble is in the process of fighting leukemia and currently is in a pretty good place with it, with a pretty decent prognosis. But, that word's pretty scary, and I know it's very sensitive. But, I wanted to shout out to Coach Trimble, let you know, Coach, that, we're trying to get after each other down here. But when it's all said and done, family's more important in football. And shout out to you, Coach. You're in our thoughts and prayers, and go kick cancer's rear end for us.
Definitely so. So, at the end of the night, this is just a ball game. So, all right, Jinx is going to take it. He's going to float the ball out, and that is out to –
that's Reese Satterwhite.
Yeah, Reese Satterwhite, and he catches it, but we floated. The ball took so long to get there. By the time he caught it,
pretty good pass rush there too. Carson, the window kind of closed. They did a good job there, and Carson was kind of forced to do that. If he would have shot that thing low, it could have been a pick. But pretty good play there by number 1 Gavin Stone. And Coach, what I'm starting to notice already early in this game is these players that we pick out on both sides of the ball for Grove. I'm seeing the grade 12 next to him. So I think it makes a lot of sense that the more football you play in high school, the better player you can be. So big third down here for us. 3rd and 6, and really the Dogs are in 2-down territory right here. 4-down territory. He's going to hand the ball up inside. Jinx is going to keep it. He's going to go up the middle. He's going to go to about the 26-yard line, and that's going to be close enough possibly to move the chains. So he faked the ball up inside to Nichols. He kept it. Coach, they're going to mark it just a little short. It's going to be 4th and 1. I was hoping he had to pick up a first down right there. Coach, one of the things Wardogs have been really good at the last couple of years is hard counts and drawing people offside. So we'll see if we do that or see if we're just going to line up and run right at them. Yeah, I'd say right here with the substitution with Seth going in, Seth's kind of known to hit that one gap stopper, and he's pretty good with his pad level. So I think if we get a good pitch here, it wouldn't surprise me to see if Seth can't just get us over and move the chains here. It'd be a good play call. But I'll tell you what I like here is a fake to Seth and a quarterback keeper.
That's going to go to Jinx. He's going to go over the left side, and he's going to pick up a first down.
Yeah, that kind of was giving us that, Coach, by alignment. So I think that's the right call by Carson to keep that himself. Seth did a pretty good job up front with 66-75. That's Brian Cox, Hayden Miller, and Seth kind of cleaned it up just enough to move the chains, but that's all you need right now.
It's kind of a quarterback power look right there. That was definitely the play call. Wardogs pick up a first down. Let's call it the 20. So Wardogs right outside the red zone. Once again, taking some time off the clock. Ridgerunners lead this one 14-7. Wardogs on a drive here after an outstanding interception by Seth Eads for the Wardogs.
And, Coach, here we go. Now that the blueprint's starting to kind of show up now, you look up and you're almost halfway through the second quarter, and that's what we're wanting here. We're wanting this game slowed way, way down. And, unfortunately, we have just used our third timeout, which is not good. It looks like Carson Jinx is getting some confusion on the wristband. So again, not an ideal situation to burn your last timeout with still over half of the second quarter left. But again, if there's some confusion, you don't want to mess it up down here. We've got to find a way to punch it in.
Definitely so. We're right at the red zone, so Wardogs need to take advantage of that opportunity here. So, Coach, some things coming up and opportunities to watch Wardogs in action. Next Tuesday, September 6th, the junior high and JV football playing against the J Bulldogs. 7th grade will kick off at 5:30, 8th grade about 6:30, and the JV at 7:30. Thursday, September the 8th, next Thursday, junior high softball versus Veneta at 4:30, followed by the high school softball at 6. A great chance to see both teams in action together at home. Next Friday, 1 week from tonight, September the 9th, high school cross country at Claremore at 9 a.m. And then the Wardogs will be loading the buses and we'll be headed for Inola for our first road game of the season. Kickoff is set for 7 p.m. for that non-district contest.
Yeah, the week's a little bit slower next week. We were pretty crazy this week. Shout out to Lady Wardogs softball. Our high school team picked up 2 big district wins this week, one versus Jay and one versus Grove yesterday. 2 good wins.
All right, Wardogs 1st and 10, ball at the 20. That is, Jinx is going to roll out, throw it, and that is going to be almost picked off. He tried to throw the ball to Satterwhite, and that we're lucky that wasn't a pick, Coach, and that could have been a big play going the other way.
Yeah, it's a good looking wrinkle there. Nice little play action. It's kind of a double play action with the misdirection look because we do show that misdirection handoff with both Hunter and Seth. So that's a new little wrinkle there. Again, they're doing a really good job of closing windows out there. Yeah. Grove is they're kind of getting in the face of Carson there and making it difficult. So pretty good job so far defensively in the pass game by the Ridgerunners.
All right, Wardogs come out now with 2 backs in the backfield. Nichols and Davis both beside Jinx. Ball goes into Nichols. He's dancing around and he's going to be tackled for a loss. For about 2 yards. He's going to be tackled back at the 22. So going to bring up 3rd down at about 12 for the Wardogs. So once again, I'm probably looking at, you got to be thinking, I've got 2 plays to get 12 yards. I don't have to pick it up on the first play.
That's right.
We've got, we want to keep the chains moving. We're probably a little far from a field goal, and we need touchdowns.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, if we get about half of this back, Coach, and we're looking at that 4th and 5 or 6, don't be surprised to see Shane Doubt that run out there because I think he can hit that one. And honestly, we need to get a rep in the field goal team because it's something that may end up winning us a ball game. So
yeah. All right, let's call it 3rd and 12 for the Wardogs. Ball back to Jinx. They're going to throw it up to McKibben. Little tunnel screen. He's going to down to about the 15, down to about the 14-yard line.
Good 7-yard gain there and puts it in. This is an interesting. Puts us in an interesting play call here. Do we have some laundry on the field here,
Coach? I thought there was a bag where there's a fumble come out from the official on our sideline, but
that's the wrong thing there.
But I didn't see the ball on the field anywhere. We're going to have a personal foul face mask against the Ridgerunners.
Fantastic,
Coach.
Yeah.
I do see the flag there. It's right about the 14-yard line.
Now. I tell you, and I say fantastic because obviously we're homers on Wardog TV.
Yeah, this
not
is
fantastic if you're a Ridge Runner fan, happen to tune in to Wardog TV, but we're going to be homers and not apologize for it. But that's a massive penalty. And takes the 4th down decision whether you try to go for it or send the field goal unit out. And now we're 1st and goal, Coach, and it's time to go time.
Yeah, that's a big penalty right there. So 1st and goal for the Wardogs. Ball at the 8-yard line. 7 minutes left till halftime in what is a very close contest right here. Davis in the backfield with Jinx. And they're going to hand the ball up inside to Davis. He's going to go across the 5. Let's take it down to about the 4. Let's give him 3 on the play. Let's put it right about the 5. Official on the far side coming in. That's going to bring up 2nd down and goal for the Wardogs. Davis, a little bit more bigger, powerful back, staying in right now.
Again, initially, Coach, there's a pretty good seam that's up in there. Grove's doing I've been really impressed with them up front. I really thought that was something that we could probably take advantage of, but I'll tell you what, so far I've been impressed with how they've played up front.
Yeah, they've done a good job. Wardogs come out, tight end to the right, 2 receivers to the left. Davis in the backfield with Jinx. They're going to keep it up inside. That's Jinx, and he's not going to get much. Just see him up the ball to about the 4-yard line, and Coach, it's going to be 3rd down and goal from the 4. 6 minutes left in this one till halftime. Grove leading 14-7.
Well, Coach, you got 2 plays to get 4 yards. I think at this point now, I think you have to score. I don't think the field goal is an option now just because of how explosive they are. And then we want to capitalize on this drive. So I don't think you're going to see too much fancy down here. You're going to see 7 and 26 try to pound it in there, I think.
I think so. I think we're looking at a touchdown, unless they just have a negative play right here. And let's hope we don't have that. So let's call it 3rd and goal from the 4. Jinx is he's going to throw it out, and he had Walls out there, and that was not a good throw. So, Coach, we are going to kick it. Coach Gardner is making the signal right there. And so the War Dogs are going to try to take that turnover and turn it into points, which would be a positive. They're just down by 7 right now, 5:25 left till halftime.
Yeah, that's a pretty good play call. I think if he puts that on him, I think we may have something there.
I think we have a chance right there. He just did not connect with the receiver there.
Yeah.
War Dogs lined up for the field goal. That is Shane Douthit.
This is about like an extra point, so that's how Shane and the offense right now needs to think about this. We're just kicking an extra point.
Yeah, Garrett Walls is your holder. There's a low snap.
Gosh dang it.
Walls gets it. He's going to throw it. It's going to be caught, but we're going to be held out of the end zone. So, boy, right there, that could have been what turned out a disaster. Could have been,
Guys,
special
I think
right
we're
there.
going to get a late hit out of bounds over there. I think we're going to end up getting this ball back.
You think it's going to be a late hit on them?
I saw a really late flag, and it's over there. I didn't see any blue jerseys when they threw it. So this is a big call here.
Yeah.
We have the personal foul. Targeting against. He had the targeting signal there, Coach.
Yes. So, Coach, is this going to be?
It's an automatic first down because that's a 4th down play.
So it's not going to be a post-possession play right there?
No, he just signaled dead. Wait a minute.
They're going to have to, we still have to straighten some things out here. Coach, look like the War Dog offense is trotting back out on the field.
Coach, I think he called a hit to the head on the tackle, like going out of bounds. So that would have been an in-game foul or in-play foul, excuse me. So they're going to mark that off half the distance to the goal from about the 2.5 to 3. And I didn't see an ejection, but I sure see an upset Grove young man over there. I don't want to give the number in case I got bad information, but there's a lot to sort out here, and we need the white hat to help us out a little bit.
Yeah, so they're going to try to figure it out, and they're still officials are talking about it. But Coach, I do know the War Dog offense is out on the field, and now with the targeting, that an automatic ejection? Is that correct?
It is in high school football. He did signal targeting initially, and then when he marked the foul off, he just said personal foul and pointed to Grove. So, again, just a lot to sort out here. But when the dust all settles, Coach Pax, I think we're going to have 1st and goal from about the 2.
We're going to definitely have to take advantage of this.
Yeah, huge break there for us. Heads up play by Garrett Walls. Great. I think that was Chris Kelly that ended up doing the fire drill really well. That's what you call it on the extra point. We always called it fire. Did a good job. So it's obvious that we practiced that situation from the poor snap. Good job of executing. Almost had a chance to get in there. And the tough running by, again, I believe it's Chris Kelly, number 22. For him to be tough to take down, had those Grove Ridgerunners flying in there and trying to finish the drive, to finish the play. And by doing that, we got a targeting foul, and we're going to end up getting the ball 1st and goal here, Coach.
So they're talking to Coach Gardner right now, and they're still trying to get things straightened out. Grove does not have any players out on the field. Most of the War Dog offense is out about the 10-yard line. Grove coach is now all the way almost out to the hashes.
I will say this. If Grove doesn't want to run a defense out there, I'm perfectly okay with that. We can run a play on air and see if we can execute.
I'm saying we would. So
this right here is, to me, this is frustrating. I mean, we got to make a call here from this crew. I mean, it's a personal foul. It's half the distance to the goal.
Coach,
Coach, that's not the right spot.
Yeah, they have just placed the ball inside the 1.
Yeah, I don't think that's the right spot. I'm not going to complain. We just need to execute here and make sure we don't get any poor penalties or obviously a fumbled snap.
Yeah. All right, so we're trying to get it straightened out here for you. We're trying to relay the information best we can. It is going to be War Dog ball, and they have placed the ball inside the 1-yard line. 5:14 left till halftime. War Dogs were lining up for a field goal
the penalty, it's
and then had a targeting hit against the Ridgerunners after the War Dogs had mishandled the snap.
Quarterback run game.
And that's going to go right up inside, and that's going to be touchdown Jinx. He takes it over from the 1.
Touchdown,
so War Dogs take
Miami.
advantage of the interception, take advantage of the penalty. The War Dogs put it in, and that's going to make it a 14-13. And that'll send Douthit out for the extra point. Coach, we need to do a better job on execution of the snap and the hold here to tie this game up.
We have another dead ball something here. I'm not sure now what's going on. If this was a timeout or did they call? So what's happened, Coach? There was not a play there. There was not a play. They have respotted the ball on the 1 yard line. I think Grove took a timeout prior to that snap. That's what that looks like for me.
Yeah, because if they score, the ball's going to be at the 3. So a little bit of confusion on the field. Looks like Grove has taken a timeout, and so I think we're going to be taking those points off of the scoreboard.
Was that a timeout by Grove?
Grove was given a timeout prior to the play, so that's going to make it still 14-7 is our score. 5 minutes left till the halftime. So the score is 14-7. I know our scoreboard says 14-13.
It is 14-7.
14-7. Now have that corrected.
This is the exact same play.
So first and goal for the War Dogs. Davis in the backfield with Jinx, and it's going to be quarterback run again.
Yeah,
they run the
literally
same play.
same play.
Run the same play, same result.
Touchdown.
So a little bit of confusion at times on the field, but the War Dogs finally punch it in at 5:07 left till halftime. So it took a while, Coach, but we did take advantage of that interception.
I tell you what, we didn't. It took us a long time to move about 32 yards. That seemed like a 10-play, 32-yard drive. We got a couple of penalties. We got 2 big breaks on 4th down with penalties on their end. And now we're just an extra point away, Coach, of having a tie ball game.
All right, Walls out for the hold. Douthit lined up for the kick. Low snap again. There's the hold, but he gets it down, and the kick is up, and it is right through the middle. And that's going to take us to a tie, 14-14. So, Coach, like I said, it does seem like it took us forever, but also seems like forever since Grove's had the ball on offense.
Yeah,
and that's what
great.
we want.
That's exactly right. The only negative about that is they're going to have some rested players over there that are antsy and ready to go. So, I'll tell you something right here. This kick is big, and the execution here on the kickoff, we need to cover well. Maybe even, have them have a miscue on special teams with a hold or a block in the back to really pin them deep. Well, we have to be careful because we did take the ball to start the game. So what could happen here is we can't let them score, Coach. This is your classic 2-for-1. They're thinking we've got 5 minutes with 2 timeouts to go score, and we get the ball the second half. What's a tie ball game now, if they're able to execute on the Grove side, could be a 2-score game if we allow them to do that. So this is a big possession right here for both teams.
And deep for the Ridgerunners is Emmanuel Crawford. You definitely don't want to kick the ball to him. 14-all here and a good one. This
Number
is taking
7,
shape to be a good one
Crawford
here. We're
back
still
to
5
receive
minutes till
for Grove.
halftime.
Number 8.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me, Coach Bax, to see this ball high onside dropping somewhere around the 30 to 35-yard line, kind of dropping in that gap that they're giving up.
Yeah. And, Coach, I'm not sure. Like I said, I'm not in practice with them anymore, but, Coach, you have a big hole right in the middle of the field.
Absolutely.
And they've kind of a little bit different return formation there for the Ridgerunners. And so really from about the 50 to about the 25 is a big opening there. So and if you have the ability to kind of pop it there, they are going to go deep on
that's
side.
kind of where I was, but I don't like.
And Crawford's going to come and get it. And that could be scary.
You got to turn him in. Yeah, right there. You got to turn him in. Now you got to make a play.
All
Good.
right.
Yeah. See, that's the whole key is you got to keep him inside. Once he gets inside, we can
Late
get enough
flag
traffic
on
in
the
there
play. Number 7, Crawford on the
and be able to knock him
return.
down. But this one's coming
Tackled
way back.
by
We got a block in the
number
back.
16,
Exactly what I just
David
asked for
Homer.
on that was a block in the back or a hold to take away what was going to be fantastic field position for the Ridgerunners.
And one of the things about that, Coach, we were going deep on side to keep the ball out of his hands, but he just went and got it.
Actually, they're calling this on us. I got a personal foul on Miami. I'm not sure if I saw personal foul against Miami, and again, sorry, folks, we're going to call it like we see it. It's been a pretty frustrating second quarter from an
Penalty is
officiating
against
standpoint. It's kind of
Miami.
all over the place. So.
And that's what they're going to call a personal foul against the Wardogs.
Did you see anything there,
I
Coach?
didn't see it all.
looked like it was way behind the play, so
Yeah.
maybe that's what it was. Some action behind the play.
And that might have been exactly what it was. You're not allowed to hit anybody way
Maybe that's what it is, yeah.
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 So it's going to be Grove first down at the Wardog 32-yard line. So, boy, the field has flipped quickly here.
Yeah, that's definitely not the recipe we wanted here.
14 all, 4:54 left till halftime.
Got to turn him in.
Goes to Crawford around the left side, and he is going to go across the 15 down to about the 14-yard line.
Number
so
7, Emmanuel Crawford
big
on the
gain
carry
right there,
for
almost
Grove.
18 yards for Crawford. Now his helmet comes off, so he's going to have to come out of the
Tackled by number
game
16,
for at least
David
one play.
Yep.
1st and 10, Ridgerunners.
Probably
from
go to a
Miami,
lot of
14.
tempo here. I'm going to say quarterback run game comes here for Grove.
Wardogs lining up on defense, hand up inside. Now they're going to hand it up to, that is number 24. That is Derek
Handoff goes
Thomas.
Number 24, Derek Thomas.
He's kind of the fullback, and he's going to take it up to about the 10-yard line.
Gain on the play brings up
So a
Tell you
little,
what,
little chaos here
Yeah,
on the field.
Grove with a lot of tempo. You can tell they're a senior-laden team because they're running it really well, that tempo offense.
Yeah, Trimble fakes the jet sweep. He jumps up inside. He's going to take it down to about the
Carson Trimble
5-yard
here.
line, and he's going to
Tackled
be
by
close
number
to a
8,
first
Shane
down.
Galvin.
It's going to be 3rd and 1 or 1st and goal for the Ridgerunners, and they are definitely running up tempo right here. Ball's actually inside the 5. It was called about the 4. Still trying to get the chains organized on the far side.
Officials
They're
timeout for
Coach,
a
they're going
measurement.
to take a timeout here and measure for the first down.
Yep.
So going to slow things down just a little bit as Grove was trying to go super tempo and catch the Wardogs, unprepared. And so we're going to take a second here and measure this one here. It is going to be a first down for the Ridge Runners. So it's going to be 1st and goal. Ball's going to be at the 4. We're all tied at 14. Wardogs punched it in, and then Ridge Runners, after a big return and a personal foul against the Wardogs, Ridge Runners have had a very short field as this drive started at the Wardog 32, and Ridge Runners are quickly knocking on the door. Crawford in the backfield with Trimble, and he's going to hand up off the left side, and he's going to walk in pretty much untouched. So Grove answers quickly, 32-yard drive in just a few plays, and they retake the lead 20-14.
Yeah, again, just a killer on the special teams. Number one, they get the big return, and then number two, you tack on 15. You just give them great field position right at the 30-yard line, and that's a pretty easy gift for an offense as good as they are.
All right, here's the extra point to extend the lead to 7. There's the snap, the hold, the kick gets up, and it is good. So Grove extends their lead to 7. 3:59 left till halftime. Coach Wardog just need to kind of take a deep breath right here. And what we need to do is put together a drive, and worst case scenario, if you don't score, you don't turn the ball back or let them have another opportunity to run offense in this half.
Yeah, I think that's exactly right, Coach. I think you put together, I think you go aggressive here early to see if you can maybe get something going. But again, I think it's very important that we don't leave them any time at all with those timeouts to get another, chance to maybe put some points on the board. Again, going back to the fact that they're going to get the ball to start the second half. So important drive here for us. I'd like to see us get going a little bit.
Special thanks go out to the First Assembly of God and the First
3:59 left till half.
First Christian Church and First Baptist Church of Miami for serving breakfast
Coach,
to
getting a few
our
texts from
Wardog
Wardogs
players,
listening
coaches,
around
and
the different places of the
assistants every
world.
Friday morning during
Kurt
football
Winton, I used to work
season.
with
Your
Kurt in the
support of
radio
Wardog
broadcast.
football
I was his
is
color guy,
greatly
and
appreciated.
he's giving us some complimentary remarks there, and he's listening in the Kansas City area.
All right.
And watching the Wardogs tonight on YouTube and Wardog TV.
Yeah, Kurt, appreciate your support, buddy. Thank you.
Riley and Davis
Number
back
6,
for the
Hunter Nichols,
return.
number 3, Braylon Riley, back to
3:59
receive
left
for the
till
Wardogs.
halftime. Ridge Runners lead this one 21-14. Deep onside. It's going to be taken at the 20. And he's going to go to about the 24.
That's number 10, Garrett Walls.
Okay, Walls on the reception right there.
Garrett Walls on the
And,
return
you know,
for
the
Miami.
deep on side, you really don't have a chance to kind of set up any kind of return. You really just got to take it and just go and see what you can get. So 3:50 left till halftime. Wardogs need to get the clock moving and see if we can get till halftime, only down to 7. I said you don't want to give up another score, and as Coach Davis said, because Grove's going to get the ball to start the second half. So
I wouldn't surprise me here to see some run game, to see how Grove wants to play this again with the 2 timeouts. Be interested to see if they try to take one right away, or if they let us get into second and third down before they start using those. But I don't see anything real exotic here, trying to maybe ground it out here and get to the half.
Yeah. Grove has 2 timeouts left. Wardogs are out. They're going to hand the ball up inside to Davis.
Good cut.
Be it good. He's across the 45 up to 47. 44, excuse me.
Sept Davis on the carry.
19-yard right there. So, Coach, that's exactly what we needed.
Down.
Big gapping hole right there by up front. That's probably one of our best running plays we've had all night.
Yeah, without question. Nice little one cut, little jump cut by Sept. Gets up in there. Good physical run at the end. And, again, we're still in that area. I don't think you speed it up too fast until you get to their side of the field. Again, with those 2 timeouts, I think they're going to probably use one here, Coach, unless we can hit another big play.
All right, Wardogs come out, 2 receiver to the left. Davis in the backfield with Jinx. That's going to be Jinx up inside, and he's going to go across the 45 up to about the 46.
About 2.
Pick up a 2 on the play. Play clock at 3:10. The clock is moving. Grove does have 2 timeouts remaining in the half. Wardogs are out of the timeouts.
Yeah, so it looks like they're holding that timeout for both second down and third down to try to get the ball back here. This is pretty smart to let this clock run all the way down. We're going to end up snapping this ball with just over 2:30. And if we can get a first down here, Coach, I think you speed it up and try to get aggressive.
Yeah, try to pick up a score right here. So Wardogs lining up, 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Davis in the backfield with Jinx. And hand the ball up inside to Davis. He go over the right side, across the 50, down to the 45, to the 40. Let's call it to the 41.
Number 26, Sept Davis on the carry for
13 on the K. So right now, a couple of big runs by Davis, and Wardogs have picked up back-to-back first downs. And, Coach, that's exactly what we ordered.
Huge.
And all of a sudden now, Coach, you're thinking, all right, let's maybe go a little bit more urgent. Let's maybe look to go knock on the door here and see if we can put some points on the board before we get to halftime.
Well, and I think now you don't see the timeouts taken by Grove unless there's a negative play or a sack or something. And I'm really confused on why the clock's not running right now. There we go. That's a little home field advantage, I guess, there. So
Wardogs need to hurry to get this one off. 4-3-2 on the play clock. You do get it off. Hand up inside today. No, that is Nichols, and he's going to be bottled up in the backfield, going to fight hard, and he is going to get inside the 40. So let's give him almost 3. So he refused to go down. And, Coach, what was important right there is he stayed in bounds, and the clock did not stop.
Yeah, what's going on there, that's a good play by 44. If Caden Gain doesn't make that play, Coach Paxson, I'm not so sure that Hunter doesn't hit one there.
Second down and 7.
That's a really good play.
Yeah, under 2 minutes now. Wardogs have a little bit of a drive going here. 1:47 until we get till halftime. Ridgerunners lead this one 21-14. Wardogs come out. Satterwhite, tight end right, 2 receiver to the left. Nichols in the backfield now with Jinx. Jinx is going to keep it up inside, and he's going to lose a yard.
There's the timeout by Grove.
Yeah, there's the first timeout, and that's going to leave them with 1. 1:29 left till halftime. That's going to bring up 3rd and about 8 for the
Short loss on the
Wardogs.
Play brings up 3rd.
And think about the Grove offense. They won't need a lot of time.
No, they won't. And again, not a surprise. I think here, I don't think you're going to see anything real fancy here. I totally expect us to run the football here to make them burn that last time out, which would give them the ball with 120 or less. And then depending on where we're at on the field, if it's 4th and 2 or 3, I think you take a chance to go for it and maybe extend the drive and really take the ball out of their hands. But if they get us for no gain here, it'll be an interesting call by Coach Gardner. I mean, do you trust the punting team to try to pin them deep and give them the ball with about a minute left with no timeouts, or do you try to go for it on 4th down? So this was a big play right here. That's going to make the decision on the 4th down for both teams a little easier, I think.
Definitely so. I wouldn't mind maybe a little bit of boot action here, and see if we can get Jinx on the outside and just give it. Mainly just a run option, almost 3rd and 8 for the Wardogs. Yeah, they're going to throw it.
Yep.
They're going to get outside the walls, and it is complete. He's going to be tackled inbounds as the clock is going to continue to move, and Grove is going to burn their final timeout with 1:22 left till halftime. His coach is going to bring up 4th down and about 6 for the Wardogs. Coach, that call surprised me a little bit there that we went ahead and put that ball in the air. We had thrown that earlier and did not connect on that pass. So decision time here for Coach Gardner and the Wardog staff as they face 4th and 6. The ball is sitting at the Ridge Runner 38-yard line.
Yeah, this is a tough call here. I think you punt the ball away, and if they get a touchback, you're only gaining like 15 yards of field possession here. If you go for it, you take a chance of giving them even better field position. But if you got a play right now that you really like, we really like this play. We like it in this situation. I think you trust your kids and you call that play right now. And then again, you may bust it and give ourselves a chance for some points again on our own. But at the same time, you take a chance of giving them the ball with some decent field position with what'll end up being about 1:15 left. And we saw that they don't need much time.
No. All right. So both teams coming back out. It is 4th and 6 for the Wardogs. Both teams are now out of timeouts. Nichols is going to be in the backfield with Jinx. Wardogs is going to have tight end and 2 receivers to the right. That is Walls and McKibben. Riley split left.
Yeah. We still have quick kick in there too, Coach.
And they're going to run a play. Jinx is going to roll out. He's going to throw it. Oh, and it goes right through Wall's hands. Just a little bit high on the pass. And so Wardogs are going to turn it over with 1:14. So, Coach, we're going to put some pressure on our defense right here. Grove is going to take over. Ball at their own 38, but they are out of timeouts. So let's see. The Wardog defense needs to step up right here and not give up any more points and get to the half just down 7.
Yeah, this is really, really important because, 21-14, if you can go in 21-14, you take that against a very, very good football team. Boy, Coach, if they're able to go down and get any type of points here, though, they're going to take a lot of momentum in at the half, knowing that they also get the ball to start the second half. So this is a big, big series for the Wardog defense.
Wardog's going to come out with 3 down linemen and really kind of drop 8. But I wouldn't be surprised to see him come out and even try to run the ball. You get the ball in Crawford's hands, and he is dangerous at anywhere. So Ridgerunners come out, Crawford in the backfield with Trimble, and that's exactly what they do. They end up inside, and good play right there by the Wardog interior defense.
That's number 21, Damian Humble.
All right, and also number 16, David Homer coming up from safety position. Coach Crawford got about 3 or 4 right there. Wardogs with 4 deep safeties. Trimble's going to get good job right there. That's Nichols.
Number 600 Nichols with a great job. So the ball's going in the air here. I don't think it wouldn't just shock me if they don't run like 3 verts here and literally trust their senior receivers on deep balls here. So I think they're going to rear back, and I think this is going to be a deep ball. Just got to get a little quarterback pressure to be
3rd and 8. 34 seconds. Clock is running. Trimble drops back. He's going to throw it out, and it is going to be caught by number 2. He's going to pick up the first down. He's going to cross the 50, and they're going to mark him out at the Wardog 45. 25 seconds left till halftime, Coach.
Yeah, a lot of confidence there by the senior quarterback and the senior wide receiver. You can tell they've ran that route a couple of times. Really nice execution by Grove.
And the Wardog defense, secondary right there, giving quite a bit of cushion. Coach, I'll be honest, the first kind of play calls, surprised me a little bit.
Absolutely. I know they've hit us a couple of times with some run game stuff up in there, but I think the thought process there on the Grove side is if we can get a little 7-8 yard play to get us going, we can get into the drive a little bit. Wardogs did a great job of getting that to 3rd and long, and just couldn't get a stop on 3rd down there.
All right, Grove having trouble getting set. They do get the snap off. Crawford coming out of the backfield on the wheel.
Yeah, you got the wheel route.
And Trimble's going to run it, and he's going to go across the 40, across the 35, and down to about the 32. Clock is going to stop long enough to set the play, set the ball, and then they'll be winding it.
Looks like a spike here.
I
think that's a fumble.
Yeah. Coach, we should have some penalties flying there because, Coach, I don't think Trimble ever got the ball to spike it.
Yeah, and here we go. This is the problem here with this with this play is the officials got to make a call with confidence. What happens there is our guy's going to keep playing because he didn't hear a whistle. He thinks it's live. The Grove guy thinks that our guy is doing stuff after the whistle, so he jumps on. And this is how stuff gets out of control. I mean, the officials have got to start making some calls with some confidence,
with some authority.
This is really frustrating for both sides.
Yes, both sides right there. So make a call, right or wrong, but you make it loud and you stand by it. Make your call. So, all right, that's going to bring up 2nd and 10. 13 seconds left till halftime. Grove has the ball at the Wardog 33-yard line. So,
time for 2 plays for sure.
And they're going to throw it over here. Trimble's scrambling around. He's going to turn and run, try to keep him in bounds, which
beautiful.
they do. And, Coach, that's going to take us to the half.
That's going to take us to the half. That's not enough for the first down. So that's a really good job by the Wardog defense.
That definitely is.
Yep. I'll tell you what, Coach, if you would have told the staff and the kids, we're going to give you we're going to put you down 21-14 and a half against the number 8 team in 5A, as explosive as they are, I think we would take that. Again, we capitalized on a huge turnover. Great play by Sept. We got a couple of breaks on some 4th down defensive penalties that extended some drives. And they've hit us with a couple of big plays, and we've been able to hang in there. And we're in a good position here to be in this game.
Coach, definitely so. So, Coach, we're going to take it to halftime here. Wardog's trail by 7, 21-14. Grove leading here at Robertson Field. You are watching Wardog TV. And we'll be back here for the second half in just a little bit.
We will keep you live here on the field. The Grove Ridgerunner Band will be performing, followed by the Miamiettes, the Miami High School Competitive Cheer Squad, and then finally the Miami Wardog Band. We'll keep you live here. Thank you to our student production team for doing such a great job. Me and Coach will be back with you for the second half.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the field the Grove High School Marching Band.
I come to you today so that I may pass on the lessons learned through the tragic downfall of my family. I am Dedulus, artist, inventor, and father to Icarus. It's here in Greece, Crete to be exact, where our story begins. While in isolation of imprisonment by King Minos, I spent my days longing for my freedom towards the sky. The fascination of flight began to consume my every thought. And with that, I started studying the shape and movements of birds. So I created my most famous invention. Icarus and I quickly got to work.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the field the Miami High School dance team, the Miami X.
Go time. Tick, boom. Hard body and not scaring nobody. You make me whistle to wild. You must be blind, diamonds hiding. Want it to be this way, but y'all want me to try this, so it's no way around it. You the loudest one is tick, boom. You can't stop me, so who gon' stop me? You can't stop me, so who gon' stop me? You can't stop me, so who gon' stop me? You can't stop me, so who gon' stop me? It's go time. Tick, boom.
Ladies and gentlemen, now please give a big Wardog welcome to the Miami High School Cheer Squad. your mud.
Watch you make me fall in love.
Get up on the hood of my daddy's tractor. Up on the toolbox, it don't matter. Down on the tailgate, girl, I can't wait to watch you do your thing. Shake it for the young bucks sitting in the honky tonks. For the rednecks rocking till the break of dawn. The DJ spinning that country song. Come on, come on, come on. Shake it for the birds, shake it for the bees, shake it for the catfish swimming down deep in the creek. For the crickets and the critters in the squirrels. Shake it to the blues, shake it for me, girl. Shake it for me, girl. Shake it for me, girl. Shake it for me. Country girl, shake it for me, girl. Shake it for me, girl. Shake it for me.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the field the Miami High School Wardog Band. The band is under the field direction of drum majors Anthony Rosato and Lindy Stevenson. This year's halftime show is titled Games, featuring original music by Randall Standridge. Remember those neighborhood games of hide and seek, capture the flag, and a host of other family fun night games? Let us take you on a walk down memory lane and encourage you to continue or start those family traditions of game night. Drum majors, is your band ready? You may take the field. the direction of Toy Harris, Austin Morris, and Brad Harrison. Let's give a big round.
Welcome back, sports fans. And we are at halftime at Robertson Field, and you are watching Wardog TV. And we've got a good one here in I guess it's officially game one, or week one of the football season, even though the Wardogs are playing their second game. But we're at halftime, and Grove leads this one 21-14. So Davis is putting some stats together for us. And it's been a little bit of a wild one, and some not to say questionable calls, but just some at times indecisive calls. We're not really sure, what they've called on the field, and we've not been able to relay that to you. So we hope to try to get everything taken care of down there. We're about 3 minutes from kickoff. Coach, you have some stats for us?
Yeah, just some quick stats. I mean, nothing's going to just blow your minds here. I mean, the Wardogs, again, are just 7 points down. The first couple of drives, Coach, were pretty quick 3 and outs for us, other than the big play touchdown. So, looks like Carson Jinks, 11 carries for just 24 yards. So they bottled him up really good. Seth's got 8 carries for 54, and Hunter Nichols has 5 for 10. So I think if you're on the Grove side, you're very, very pleased with probably those numbers. I mean, those are 3 pretty powerful runners with the football in their hands, and they've limited those 3 to right at 100 yards.
That's a good job by the front 7 of the Ridgerunners. Like going in, if I'm opposing coach, and I'm playing the Wardogs, I'm going to take the other run game and make you beat us throwing it. And but it's been a little bit of a strange game. I said, we have the trick play early, and then we have a pick, about the 15 or 20 yard line that seemed like it took a long time, but the Wardogs eventually did turn it into a touchdown. Grove answered, on a big return, and then an unsportsmanlike penalty against the Wardogs, and they had an easy touchdown. They had to go about 30 yards. So,
well, and on the flip side of that too, Coach. I mean, if you're Miami, you're like, look, they've kind of shut us down. Look up, we haven't even got going yet, and we're only down at 7. So, even on the passing, Carson 4 for 8 for looks like around 24 yards. Obviously we have the one big play, with the speed option pass. Seth makes the nice pass. Seth's 1 for 1 for 64 yards and a touchdown. Eric McKibben has 2 receptions for 72 yards, and obviously that's a huge touchdown. And then defensively, obviously we talked about it, but Seth Eads with just a huge interception that ended up, allowing us to punch one in late. Hunter Nichols, Reese Satellite both had a couple of tackles lost there on the pass drive. So, and then right now the turnover battle is +1 for the Wardogs. So you're always going to win that one. And so right now, the recipe right now, Coach, is putting us in a position to, if we can stay within a possession going into the fourth quarter, I think that's all that our coaches will ask for, starting this week.
Definitely so. And here's the thing: don't get away with what you believe in. I think we see the Wardogs come out, whether on our first possession, Grove will be getting the ball when we start the second half. But when the Wardogs get the ball for the first time, whether down 7 still or even down more, don't get away from what you believe in. Continue to run the ball out, continue to run the clock. Because sometimes you get away from your game plan, and the game can implode on you and hurt. So,
I think you hit it right on the head, Coach. I don't think we have to come in and reinvent what we are in the second half. What we're able to do is, running game neutralizes the other threat on the other side of the ball. So I do think that it's this first drive coming out into the third quarter is really big for both teams because if the Wardogs are able to get off the field and force a punt, which by the way they haven't done yet, they haven't forced them to punt. So I'd love to see their punter and the punt team execute for the first time this year. So I'd love to see the forced punt, and then if we can take possession and have a chance to go down and tie the ball game, I think that would be a huge morale booster for our kids, and it would make the Ridgerunners start to think about it a little bit at that point. So again, a huge drive. If Grove's able to come down and get any type of points, it pushes that lead to a two-possession game, and we know that you go into the fourth quarter and those two possessions become very, very difficult to overcome.
The longer the Wardogs stay within one or even two scores, more pressure really builds on the Ridgerunners side of the field. Not on the Wardogs. We're not going to be in this next week.
Yeah, no, and rightfully so. I mean, that's not to take away anything from our kids. That's more to credit what Grove is and what they've expected to be. And they've earned that preseason top 10 rankings. We spoke of a couple times earlier in the first half. Yeah, you're exactly right, Coach. The more this stays a one-possession game, the longer, I should say, it stays a one-possession game, we start to build momentum, and then they start to feel the pressure. We don't have any pressure on this, because like you said, we weren't expecting expected us to come out and compete and win are the guys on the sideline and that staff and a lot of the Wardog fans. So this will be a really fun second half to watch. But again, I can't stress enough how important this very first drive is.
Definitely so. So, like I said, and Coach, this is, you got to realize this is not the season. This is game two.
Yeah.
It's a non-district game.
Sure.
Wardogs, it's the season is not a sprint. It's a marathon. And so, you're going to continue to build and get better on, on the things that you do. And just keep working forward. And so we're about a minute and a half away from kickoff here in the second half. Wardogs will be kicking off. The Ridgerunners will be receiving the ball.
Yeah, same thing. Sound issue, scratching. Like just now.
We're having a little bit of technical difficulties here, and we're going to be working on that on our end. So hopefully we'll get that straightened out for you here, and we'll be underway here in about a minute as we get the second half closer to kickoff.
Yeah, and just about 1 minute away here from kicking off the second half. Again, just a beautiful night at Robertson Field. Games has moved on. Like you said, Coach, been a strange second quarter. That's 2 weeks in a row that we've had strange second quarters. So hopefully we can get some things lined out. I'd love to see us play a clean 2 quarters of football here.
Definitely so. And last week, the strange second quarter turned into a sloppy penalty field, turnover field, mired second half, which we don't want that here tonight because Wardogs don't want to put the ball on the ground and just want to play solid. Like I said, and this is just week 2, and often they say you make your some of your biggest improvement from week 1 to week 2, week 2 to week 3, and so Wardogs are building. As we move toward district play, Wardogs will be on the road next week at Ionola. We'll be with you about 6:45. Kickoff at 7, and it's kind of a new opponent for the Wardogs next week. And so we'll be interesting to get down to Ionola, take on the Longhorns, and hopefully be talking about going to 3-0, Coach.
Boy, that would be just fantastic heading into the bye week. I really like how our schedule lines up, and I love the week 0. I know coaches sometimes are a little nervous about that because it only gives you that 1 week scrimmage to get ready, kind of that one preseason game. But for us, I love how it falls with the bye week falling right before we jump into district play. Allows us to get 3 good games underneath our belt. The conditioning is probably up to par at that point. And now you kind of have a pretty good idea on what type of team you have, both offensively, defensively, and on special teams. So, we got 2 going to be really physical and hard-fought quarters to play here against a really talented team. And like you said, Coach, we'll be on the road for the very first time next week. And I know love to have a winning record going into the break.
All right. Douthit lining up to kick at the 40-yard line. The Ridgerunners have really almost 6 guys from the 30 on back. The one you worry about is the one in the middle. That is number 7. That's Crawford. And the second kickoff, the Wardog kind of did a deep onside, and Crawford just went and found the ball and had a good return. So here comes the kick, and the second half is under the way. It's going to be a squib kick, and it's going to be taken about the 30, 35-yard line. Good hit, and he's going to bounce off of it. And Coach, I tell you, it looks like what we're trying to do right there is just keep the ball away from Crawford.
Yeah,
and keep away from him and play defense.
Yeah, that right there you're going to take all day long. I mean, again, probably in a perfect world would love to have that ball, inside their 35, but overall not bad. You make them have to execute here, so big drive.
All right, Grove comes out, 1st and 10, their initial possession of the second half. Grove leading here 21-14, just underway in the second half. Grove have the ball at their own 42. Crawford in the backfield beside Trimble. Trimble's gone all the way at quarterback. Going to pitch the ball to Crawford, try to get him out on the corner. Wardog's doing a pretty good job of bottling him up, and we're going to tackle him for about a 5-yard gain. So
good hustle there by Hunter Nichols, coming all the way from the backside, running to the ball well, was able to grab up Crawford and get him on the ground there for a limited gain.
Yeah, a lot of Wardogs flying to the ball, and when you see Crawford on the edge, you kind of hold your breath. So we'll take it, a 5-yard gain for him right there. Going to bring up second down, and let's call it 5. Ball on the Grove side of the 50. Let's call it the 47. And bring motion across the formation. Hand the ball up inside to Crawford. He's going to be hit once again, and a good job by the Wardogs. And he's going to pick up only about 1.
Yeah, that's number 20, Alfred Bailey, with a pretty good job there. Looks like Chris Kelly got there first initially, kind of hung on down low. Good finish tackle by Alfred Bailey. So a big third down here for both sides. One of them no-man land type plays. I think if we could get a negative play here and get them to 4th and long, probably see a punt. I think if they get it to 4th and 3 or less, you probably see them go for it. This is a big play here.
Yeah, definitely so. So early here, third quarter, 21-14 Grove. Grove comes out, trips to the right, one receiver to the left. Crawford in the backfield with Trimble. Trimble's going to take it. He's going to draw a play. Crawford, now he breaks free. He's across the 40, still on his feet, across the 35, down to about the 32. So
not our best display of tackling right there, unfortunately. Saw a lot of people, a lot of bodies diving at the lower legs. Again, you said it early, Crawford's not a real big guy, so a little surprised that we're trying to attack him lower body as much as we have. But 3 or 4 missed tackles there, great run, and, they convert on third down.
Yeah. All right, it's going to bring it 1st and 10 for the Ridgerunners. Ball at the Wardog 31 now. 10-12, just underway here in the third quarter. Trimble drops back. He's going to throw it deep toward the end zone. He's got a guy deep, and Coach, it's caught. He went up between 2 Wardogs and made a play, and he came down with it. That is a 31-yard touchdown pass from Trimble to Hacker, I believe, Coach.
Yeah, that's just a quarterback trusting his wide receiver. Honestly, the coverage is pretty good. It's not like we were really out of position there. Unfortunately, Hacker just kind of wanted it there a little bit worse than our guys. But, that's one that, again, that's just a senior quarterback trusting his senior receiver. And, they end up making a play there. And, that's not what we wanted there. We would have loved to have had a stop, but now it's a 2-possession game early, and now we have to be able to control the ball and find an answer here, Coach, to be able to stay in this.
Yeah, Coach, like you said, didn't seem to be bad coverage. We had a guy behind him, one in front, and he just went up and got it. On for the extra point. There's the snap, the hold. It's up, and it is no good. Wide right.
Okay.
So a little bit of positive right there. So it doesn't take Grove long as they take the initial possession of the second half, and they score quickly, and they extend their lead to 27-14. So Wardogs will be coming out to receive the ball and their initial position in the second half. And Coach, like we said, we don't need to panic right here. We need to stay with what we believe that we can do, and that's to line up and run the ball at them and throw it a little bit when we feel we have time. And we're still a long ways to go here in this one.
Oh, yeah, just so many things can happen here. So I agree with you, Coach. I think we just continue to do what we do. Again, this isn't a win or go home game. This is a win or lose, get better game, and we need to run our stuff, and we need to gain some confidence here. We need to go score and stay in this. We don't want them to get up much more past 2 possessions because that's going to be very, very difficult to keep up with. And we, like you said earlier, we do not want to track meet with these guys.
That is for sure. All right, just underway here. Less than 2 minutes into the second half, and Grove has scored quickly. They line up for the kick. That is Davis and Braylon Riley back for the Wardogs, standing about the 7-yard line. There's the kick, and it's going to go to Davis. He's going to take it about the 15.
I think that's Hunter Nichols.
Oh, Hunter Nichols, Coach. I'm sorry. 15 across the 20. Got to see him across the 35, across the 40, out to the 42. So
great return by Hunter Nichols.
Great return right there. I had the wrong name. Don't want to shortchange the young man. So Hunter Nichols on the return. He was deep.
It's crazy that 6 and 26, look, they're very similar body types out there. They kind of both wear the one arm sleeve, and kind of carbon copies of each other, so it's easy to mix up Hunter and Seth.
And yeah, Davis had been back there for, I think, the earlier return. So Wardog's good return right there as they start with pretty good field position out at the Grove 42-yard line.
Yeah, that was nice. You know, Coach, I thought of the returns that we've had today. The seams are opening up on those KORs. You know what I'm saying?
They definitely have done a good job with that. So Wardog's come out, tight end to the right, 2 receivers to the right. Davis in the backfield with Jinx. Wall split left. He's going to drop back. We're going to take a shot, and that could be picked off. We're lucky right there, Coach. So they didn't bite on that at all. But Kibben was really double covered. That was really maybe a little bit of an ill-advised throw.
Well, and I wonder, Coach, that to me, I was going to make the comment that I don't think that was a read. I think that was like, look, this is what we're going to do. We're going to come out. I don't care what then. We're going to take a shot. We're going to try to keep those corners and safeties honest back there because obviously our recipe is not to throw it 40 times a game, but we have to keep showing that deep ball's there and the threat's real to keep them out of the box a little bit to do what we really want to do, which is line up and run the football at you.
Yeah, definitely so. So that's going to bring up 2nd and 10. So, we talked a little bit last week. The best sometimes to take a shot is on first down. Wardog's come out, 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. And the ball up inside to Davis. Big hole over the left side. He's going to pick up about 7. So once again, the Wardog's starting to have a little bit more success lining up and running right at him. Let's give Seth 6 on the play. Let's bring up 3rd and 5.
I would like to give a shout out. Me and Coach Pax up here in the booth both have our phones in front of us, and we have several people checking up on us, giving us words of encouragement. Even I know the sound was a little goofy there, so I want to thank you to all of our good friends and the listeners out there that are helping give some feedback. That's what we want. We want to be able to put on the best broadcast possible, and all we do is kind of look over to the people that know how to push buttons and say the sound sounds staticky, and they do something and clean it up. So thank you guys for your feedback. Please feel free to give us that as we continue on through the year.
All right, 3rd and 5 for the Wardogs. Ball to Jinx. You can try to get her on the right side.
Yeah, it's nothing there.
All right, tried to get him to the outside, and Jinx is going to lose 2 or 3. Wardogs had a little bit of confusion there by the wide receivers trying to get lined up, and that play really never got off the ground. So it's going to bring up 4th down and 7 for the Wardogs. So Coach Gardner still talking to Jinx. So, Coach, this might not be a punt. We'll see what we have right here. 4th and 7 for the Wardogs. Ball at their own 45, and the offense unit is coming out. So Coach looks like the Wardog's going to roll the dice a little bit right here.
Yeah, I mean, tough here. Need to convert, or we're going to give him some pretty good field position.
It's going to be a quick kick.
Yeah.
So pretty good call right there. It's going to take a sideways bounce, and the Wardog's going to take over, or they're going to down at about the 23-yard line. So
would have liked to seen that bounce go straight south. It went way to east.
Yeah.
But again, we're to the point now, Coach, that we've got to find a stop now.
Yeah.
Again, we can't let them stretch this too much further. We've got to stay in striking range here.
So, all right, 8:10 left here in the third quarter. Grove leads this one 27-14. We were at 21-14 at half, and Grove scored on their initial possession, and this has come out for their second one.
Wouldn't surprise me here for them to try to see a trick play or try some big play stuff here. They probably feel like if they can hit one more and get this thing to 3 possessions, that they feel pretty good about it. So I bet they're really aggressive here.
All right, Trimble's going to drop back. Going to throw a little hitch out here. That is Hacker, number 2, catching the ball about the 30-yard line. He's going to take it up across the 35. Let's give him the 36. So a lot of cushion right there by the Wardog corners, and you almost just have to take advantage of that. I said that's just a little hitch right there, and he caught it and turned up field. That's the first down on the initial possession for the Ridgerunners.
Well, and that's the one thing that deep ball, that deep jump ball touchdown pass they threw earlier does. It gets those corners thinking a little bit like, I don't want to give that deep ball up again.
Yeah, there's a pitch to Crawford around the right side. He's cutting back.
Too far inside.
There's to the 50, to the 40, and he's going to go the distance. And unfortunately, we don't have an answer for that speed, and that's going to be
well. And
64 yards, I believe, Coach. 64 yards.
I think that's right. And what I saw there was the initial pursuit of the ball was pretty good, but we got ourselves too far inside. Again, we've said it a handful of times tonight. With that type of game-breaking speed, allowing them to get to the edge is a recipe for disaster for us. We have to keep that thing funneled in. Too much of an explosive player. We got sucked in. It was a one cut, and we don't have an answer for the speed.
Yeah, pitch went right. Crawford cut it back and came all the way across the field for a 64-yard touchdown. That's going to make it 33-14 as the Ridgerunners line up for the extra point try. There's a snap to hold the kick. This one is up, and it is good, and that's going to take it to 34-14. So, Coach, kind of what we did not want to happen here, right? Has happened as we start the second half. So, Wardogs just need to take a deep breath, and this still got a long ways to play right here, and they'll be coming out. I said we've had a couple of good kickoffs return, and let's get us another good return, and let's go put some points on the board.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, Coach, we had a really nice kickoff return after they came out and hit us with the big play to start the second half and get ourselves in pretty good field position. Just that drive ended up stalling, and like you said, what we need to do here is we need to get a drive going, need to get a couple of first downs, get into late into the third quarter, and see if we can get this thing back to a 2-possession game and see what the fourth quarter has for us.
All right, back for the Wardogs is Hunter Nichols and Logan. I'm sure how you. Number 11, Logan Sumapong. I hope I said his name. It's dark in this. Dark in our booth.
Sumapang, yeah.
Sumapang. All right. It's dark in this booth, and I'm getting old. Can't see it very good, but both of them about the 10-yard line for the Wardogs.
Logan's got some good speed. We'll see. He's going to get a chance here.
That's going to be actually taken by the up man to the 20, the 25 across the 30. That's Walls.
Oh, wow. There it
came.
is. I was sort of say that was he came in kind of launched, and that didn't look real good. That's exactly what they're trying to get out of the game. And Coach, I don't know about you, I was able after watching our Lady Wardogs beat the Grove Ridgerunners last night, 19-3. By the way, at Turner Field, great win for Coach Strack and her kids. But after I got home about 8:30 after that game and watched Pittsburgh and West Virginia and Purdue and Penn State flip back and forth. Coach, I saw 4 targeting calls during those games. Now, what they are doing is they're replaying that and now taking the ejection out of that, which I like to see. But that play right there, that's an ejection at the college level. I mean, it's everything. He launched, led with his helmet. That's just a dangerous play that, old school guys like us, we would say it was a highlight.
Yeah, we called a spear.
That's right. But, in today's game, Coach, with as much education we have with health and safety and leading with the head, that's the hit they're trying to take out of the game. So, fortunately, neither person was hurt there. And Wardog's beneficial of a 15-yard penalty.
All right, Wardog's going to take over. Ball right at midfield, right at the 50. They hand the ball up inside. That is Davies. We're on the right side to the 45, across the 40. Running hard. Let's give Seth 9 on the play.
Yeah, good hard run there by Seth. He's found something kind of on the bounce there on the edge. One thing that I always feel like Seth does a pretty good job of is he finishes those runs with his pad level down. He protects his body, protects the ball with good ball security and a good finish to get us in a second and short.
All right, second one right here. Maybe a good time for a play action. Take a shot deep. You never know.
Sure.
Wardogs need a little something positive to happen here. I hear momentum has kind of switched sides as we move to the second half. Davis going to come out. He's side of Jinx in the backfield. 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. Satterwhite, the tight end. Coach, we're going to have movement or something here. We're going to have a penalty.
Boy, and that's going to be on the offense because they don't stop the play if it's on the defense. So a little unfortunate there because Carson had something there on the edge,
Yeah,
Coach.
there was definitely a seam right there. So, Coach, these are the type of things that you can't, if you're going to line up and run the ball at people, you really just can't have that type of problems right there. Coach, we're going to have another flag on the field. This is going to be a sideline warning against the Wardog coaches. They're not going to mark anything off, I think. Usually you get a warning.
Yeah.
And then the second one, it does end up in a penalty, but that's the first one there. So instead of second and 1 or a big play, it's now going to be 2nd and 6 for the Wardogs. Ball at the Grove 46-yard line. And I noticed our receivers had a little trouble getting set or wasn't sure what kind of formation they were going to be in out there. We're starting to play. We'll see a few different numbers out on the field. At receiver. Hand up inside to Davis. Not a lot of room right there. He's met right at the line of scrimmage, and he's not going to get anything right there. So
not much. But great, really nice push by the defensive line just pick up a 1 there. Pretty good job of the Grove front there.
Yeah, that's going to bring up 3rd down and 5. And Coach, I think we're definitely in 4 down territory here. Down 20 points midway through the third quarter. War Dogs really cannot afford to, punt the ball or turn it back over to the Ridgerunners.
Yeah, Coach, I think anything, if you're minus 45 on, I think you're 4-down territory. I think the only time you're going to see a punt now is if we're backed up. But, get ourselves a position, get back to that 4th and 1, or go pick up first down right here, and let's keep this drive moving.
All right. Littleton Walls, split right. That's Jinx is going to keep it. He's going to go around the right side. Good hard run. He's going to come up about a yard short. And, Coach, we're going to have a flag coming in from the back side.
Yeah, when they throw that, it's a block below the waist or a hold.
That's going to be a holding against the War Dogs. And War Dogs would have been facing 4th and 1. And I'm sure that Grove's going to take this penalty and back it up. So we're going to be facing 3rd and
15.
Third and about 15. You're probably right, Coach.
I'll tell you one thing we haven't seen yet with the running back, whether it's Hunter or Seth, is the little running back swing pass to try to get that ball out in space. I like that play call here. The ball is on a true hash, so you got a boundary, which the boundary is the short side of the field, which would be the War Dog sideline right now, and then you got the wide side of the field, which we call the field. I'd like to see something out in space at the field and see if we can get. We need to get this to 4th and medium. We need to get on their side of the 50 for sure, Coach, to possibly give us a chance here on 4th down.
All right, so 3rd and 14 for the War Dogs. Ball backing down on their side of the 50. Tight end and 2 receivers to the right. Hand the ball up inside.
Oh, man. Yeah, somebody really won right there up front. Number 64 for Grove blew the whole play up. That's another senior. That's Cooper Edwards was honestly just a fantastic individual effort. Beat the pulling guard underneath. That play, that was a little counter play, and we never had a chance to even get going there because, we'll call it like we see it, Coach. That's just a great individual play by number 64 for the Ridgerunners.
A couple of ill-advised or ill-timed penalties. Never a great time for a penalty, but War Dogs can overcome a couple of setbacks on that drive. So they're going to be forced to punt. 4th and 17, Davis back in punt formation. Punt's going to be taken about the 23.
Oh, there's a block
War
in the
Dogs
back. And they're not going to call that either. Wow.
The War Dogs lost contain on the outside right there, and good return right there by the Ridgerunners. And so, like I said, momentum seems to definitely have kind of switched sides or taken up residency on the Grove side. So War Dogs need something positive to happen here. We need a stop. We need a turnover. And so what was 21-14 at half is now stretched out to 34-14, and we still got 4:45 left in the third quarter. So
and we just can't get going offensively. Really haven't all night. The truth be told, again, you think about our 2 scores. It was the trick play for the big touchdown. And we did have a pretty good drive after the big turnover, after the big interception that ended up with a touchdown, but we had to have a couple of breaks there to move the ball. So, we got to be really, really careful here because, this thing could get out of hand quick for us if we don't. We got to bow up here, Coach, and find a stop somewhere.
Yeah, you're exactly right. So it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Ridgerunners. Ball at their own 42. Trimble's going to fake it as Crawford. He's going to keep it, and he's going to be brought down really for no gain right there at the line of scrimmage. That is 44. And, Coach, I just can't hardly read the numbers here. It's dark in our booth right here. Eric Pilcher? Pitcher? No, sir.
That's Garfield, I believe. Donick Garfield.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
yeah, pretty good play there. I saw 2 or 3 blue jerseys go with Crawford there, thinking he was going to get the ball, and that opened up a pretty decent seam initially. It looked like for Trimble. Did a pretty good job of closing that up right there. Pretty good play.
All right, 2nd and 9. Ridgerunners bring motion across the formation. We're going to have a penalty here. We're going to have a legal procedure on the Ridgerunners. I think we had too many guys moving at one time.
Yeah, I think that's you're dead on right there, Coach.
So they're going to back it up 5. So we're going to go from 2nd and 9 back to 2nd and 14 and move the ball back just a little bit. Move back inside the 35. No ball back at the 39-yard line now. 4:05 left in the third quarter. It's been all Grove in the second half so far as they have put up 2 touchdowns. And the ball is back to Trimble, and he is going to be pulled down from behind from Nichols, and he was able to. I don't know if he had a bad snap or early snap, but looks like Trimble wasn't ready for it.
No, that looked like an early snap, and he did a pretty good job of actually controlling the ball and getting it back up. But big play there by Hunter. Good pursuit there. And, Carson's not the easiest guy. Carson Trimble's not the easiest guy to tackle in space because he can run. Great job by Hunter Nichols there with a big tackle for loss.
Coach, this is a huge play right here. 3rd and 23. You think, well, it's going to be easy stop, but Grove brings a lot of weapons on the field, so Wardogs need to get a stop right here and not give them a manageable 4th down play. We need to force a punt.
Here's empty personnel here. I mean, this is going to be some seam stuff. They're going to try to hit something deep here. Looks like a fake screen, quarterback draw. Got to tackle in space here and make him punt, and we're not tackling very well. There we go.
All right, so he's going to get about 13. Maybe about 14.
Wouldn't shock me to see them keep the offense on the field here. Yeah. I don't think they're afraid of 4th and 7.
Yeah, it's going to bring you up 4th down and 7. Ball up to the 45. And, Coach, that looked like that was just a called quarterback draw possibly.
Yeah, that's exactly what that was. Not great tackling, pretty poor tackling by us. I think this really should be 4th and 13 right here. I need to watch the ball here for a hard count.
All right, big play here by the Wardogs.
Just
too much cushion. Missed tackles right there, and he's going to be called out of bounds. So just a little hitch play right there. And, Coach, they're throwing the hitch to pick up at about 10 before any defenders get there. And
Coach, I think the tempo hurt us there. Just how quick they got to the line. I mean, I don't know. I think that they kind of popped one on us right there. They've done a really good job with their tempo offense. I mean, boy, they really get to the line of scrimmage and put a lot of stress on the defense.
Yeah. Definitely so. And you can just tell, Coach, a lot of seniors on that team, they played together a lot of games. And you can see it.
Yeah, you can't say the importance of that enough. I mean, and they've played a lot of football together for a lot of years, and they're just on the same page. They can run that stuff like that because they know where each other's going to be.
All right. 1st and 10 for the Ridgerunners. Motion across the formation. Trimble's going to keep it up inside. He's going to break free. He's down to the 30, down to the 25, the 20, down inside the 15, all the way to the 12. So almost 28 yards right there, pick up by Trimble. And starting to kind of gas the Wardog defense a little bit too much right now. And Ridge Runners are definitely knocking on the door. Down in the red zone, it's going to be 1st and 10. Ball at the Wardog 13-yard line. Wardogs trail in this one, 14-34. Was a 7-point game at half, and Grove has extended it out.
Yeah, you got to dig down here. You got to have a competitive fire in you right here and bow up here and try to keep them out of the end zone.
All right. Ball up inside to Crawford around the left side. He's down to about the 10. He's going to go to the 5. So we're going to pick up about 8 on the play. Going to bring up 2nd down and 2 for the Ridge Runners.
Pretty good tackle by number 15, Seth Eads, in space.
All right. Ball inside the 10. Third quarter starting to wind down. 1:56 left in the third quarter. Clock is moving. Ridge Runners facing 2nd and 3. Ball at the Wardog 6. They can still pick up a 1st down inside the 3. Motion across the formation. Going to run quarterback run around the right side. That's Trimble. It's ball. Ball's on the floor. Fumble. And the Wardogs have picked it up.
Yeah, just straight quarterback power there. We had 2 or 3 helmets dive in. Somebody put a helmet right on the ball.
Coach, I think that's Albert Bailey. Number 20 came out of there.
Definitely with I'm not sure who zipped in with the helmet. Put a great helmet tackle right on the football. It's what you're coached to do. Great job by Alfred. Big stop.
Yeah, that was definitely a big stop right there. The Wardogs needed that because, the game's starting to get stressed away from you a little bit. Your kids got to keep fighting, got to keep competing. You can't play to the scoreboard. And
that's a great comment, Coach, and that's got to be a good sign there for the coaching staff and for the players to show that, look, we're not just going to lay over here and take this. I mean, we can be physical and aggressive. And, Coach, when it's all said and done, I mean, we're still winning the turnover battle. Typically, that's a pretty good recipe for success. But unfortunately, they've just hit us with too many big plays.
Yeah, all right. Wardogs have the ball deep in their own territory. 1st and 10, ball at their own 4. Ball up inside to Davis. Good cut. He's out across the 10, out to about the 11. So Coach Seth having really good success right up in the middle.
About 6.
Yes, give him 6 on the play. That's going to bring up 2nd and 4. Ball out across the 10, so a little bit more breathing room.
Yeah, really need to pick up, a couple of 1st downs here, like you said, Coach, just to get us out of our backs away from our own end zone. This thing is pretty close to getting into the 4th quarter. I felt like the 3rd quarters went by fairly quickly, even though we've had some stoppages in play because Grove's hit us with some big plays and some touchdowns.
All right. Wardogs ball at their own 11. Quarterback run. That's Jinx up inside. He's going to go out across the 15, and he should be very close to the first down. All right, let's see where they mark it.
I think we've
Coach,
got
it is a first down. They're going to move the chain, so that's exactly what we wanted. Coach, we're going to have to at least run one more play before we get to the third quarter. The clock is running, but we're going to have to run one more. Wardogs do pick up a much-needed first down as they were down in the shadows of their own end zone. So bring it. Go ahead, Coach.
I was going to say, Coach, barring a penalty here that gives us another play, the Wardogs are going to run this will be their 8th play in the second half. Not a good offensive series.
No, definitely not. There. Ball up inside to Davis. Once again, pretty good hole. Goes over the right side from the 15 up to about the 20.
1, 2, 3, 4.
All right, let's give him 4 or 5 on the play. And that's going to bring the third quarter to a close. And unfortunately, the Grove has kind of seized control of this one a little bit here in the third quarter with a couple of quick touchdowns. And as the clock winds down on the third quarter, Grove leads this one 34-14. But Wardogs have the ball, and they're driving out of their end zone, Coach. It's still a little ways to go.
Yeah.
And like I said, this is still a ball game. It's going to have some breaks for the Wardogs to come back and win this. But, Coach, what I like this has been a competitive ball game.
It has.
The Grove comes in. They're ranked number 9 in Class 5A. And this is a team last year that, won our district. And Wardogs really are standing toe-to-toe to them. What's the difference in them? A little bit of speed on Grove sideline.
Yeah, I mean, you take away 2 really big plays, both by Emmanuel Crawford, who we've spoken plenty highly of. You take away those 2 plays, and then you get a 1-score game. Right now, we just don't have an answer for the big play. And they have a really quick 1-2 punch that they're not taking very long at all to score. We just haven't shown that ability yet.
That's what we just take this ball right here, continue to drive, and gain some positives right here. And, you just want to keep the battle and keep fighting and keep moving forward.
We're not doing it, are we?
All right, this is going to be the first play of the fourth quarter. Grove leading here, 34-14. Wardogs going to be facing second down and 5. Ball at their own 20-yard line. Wardog offense coming back out on the field. Davis going to be in the backfield with Jinx.
Coach, I would like to shout out to, honestly, both bands. Both bands, you can hear them pretty loud up here. When Grove plays, great sound, great momentum. And then the Miami Wardog band sounds great as always. So just a great high school atmosphere here tonight.
Yeah, it's been a great night of football right here. Wardogs face it second down and 5. Power quarterback run play. There's a trick play.
Another
They're
trick
gonna
play.
Throw it.
They've got it again.
And he drops it.
Wow. It was Grove didn't play it awful.
No.
There was a couple of guys trailing. They caught it late. The throw kind of turned McKibben late. I think Eric McKibben will tell you, what, Coach, I should catch that ball.
Yeah, I would agree with you, but kind of a little reverse pass right there. I think that was Lillard on the pass.
It was, the young sophomore backup quarterback, number 4, Sam Lillard. So Sam can spin it. Threw a really good football right there for a guy coming in just cold off the bench. So not a bad spot to use that, especially coming out to start the quarter, maybe catch them maybe relaxing a little bit there. But unfortunately, we don't execute, and it puts us in a must convert here on third down.
All right, 3rd and 5 for the Wardogs. Jinx takes the ball around the right side. Working his way up there, and he's going to be short of the first down by about a yard. So decision time here for Coach Gardner, 4th and 1. Even though that you're back in the corner, kind of in the shadow of your end zone, Coach, I look forced to go for it right here.
I think you have to. Again, it's not the ideal position to go for it, but I think you go with what you like here. What have you seen up front that's had success for us here in the third quarter, and maybe see a hard count here to maybe get a free one. But unfortunately, we're getting deep into the play clock here, so we're gonna have to go quick.
It's gonna have to go quick, or Coach Garner's watching there. He might take a timeout. 7-6, 5 on the play clock.
I think he likes what he sees. Quarterback run game right side.
We're not going to get the playoff in time, and we're going to have to take a timeout.
Yeah, trying to get a hard count. Grove's really done a good job with that. I don't know that we've gotten them to jump like we did Dewey 3 or 4 times last week. Grove has obviously scouted that and seen that on film, and they've stayed pretty disciplined.
Yeah, definitely so. So we're not going to be facing 4th and 1. Early here in the fourth quarter, Grove leading this one 34-14. Wardogs did have a big turnover there late in the third quarter as Grove was driving in. Coach, what honestly probably would have been the score that would have put this one out of reach. but a big hit, and then they hit Trimble, and he turned it over inside the 5, and the War Dogs jumped on it. A fumble recovered by Alfred Bailey, and War Dogs trying to take it and drive out of their own end zone. So facing 4th and 1 right here.
Yeah, I mean, I think the goal here is to win the fourth quarter. And not for our Miami kids, but Grove's telling their kids the same thing. Like, look, forget about the scoreboard. Go win the fourth quarter. Because young season, just game 2 for us, game 1 for Grove. We are both going to be in 4-quarter contests this year as we move along through very tough districts, both of us. And you got to learn to play in the fourth. You got to learn to dig way down deep and find something there. We showed that we could do that by stopping them, inside the 5 there. Let's see if we can find that again one more time by gutting out a 4th and short when we need it really bad.
All right, 4th and 1 for the War Dogs. Davis in the backfield with Jinx, and he's going to go to the right side, and he's going to pick up first down. So really just turns into quarterback power.
Yeah,
right
Coach
there.
I'm starting to, not to be overconfident, but I really feel like we can get that really about against anyone. Grove is a really good front, and, Coach, that looked pretty easy for us. Again, 1.5 yards aren't going to win you a bunch of football games, but when you need it, I really feel that we have a lot of confidence, not only our coaching staff in the call, but our kids to execute, saying we're not scared of 4th and 1, I don't think.
No, that's a good point right there, because, when you got to get it, you got to be able to line up and get it done right there. So, all right, 1st and 10 for the War Dogs, picking up on 4th down. War Dogs come out, 2 receivers to the left, and we're going to have some confusion as War Dogs have substituted some receivers, and we're having trouble getting lined up right there. So, War Dogs going to use their second timeout of the half. 10:31 left in the contest here. Grove leading here, 34-14. Some scores from Major League Baseball as the races start to move down. The Cardinals lead the Cubs 2-0 in the 5th inning as the Cubs are visiting St. Louis for a Labor Day weekend.
Why are we starting off with the Cardinals score? There's some biasness there.
It is. It's my birthday, and it's Cardinals. I'm a Cardinals fan, and so
I'll give you that one.
We're going to call Cardinals score first. Coach, you got a Brave score for us?
I do, absolutely. I always have a Brave score. Coach Davis's Atlanta Braves up 8-1 over the lowly Marlins. So Braves up a touchdown. I think they can close that one out.
All right, have a little fun up here in the booth tonight.
If you can't have fun watching high school sports, I don't know what else you can do, man. I'm having such a great time.
All right, 1st and 10 for the War Dogs. Going to throw it out to Coach. That was going to be a trick play because that is our freshman quarterback there, Grant Lawless. He was going to step back. They're going to throw it to him. We had 2 guys coming across the field. One was Satterwhite and one was McKibben. So they were going to step him back and kind of double pass. And throw it deep right there,
Coach.
Coach.
That is a great eye, Coach. Another good-looking quarterback and Grant Lawless, young freshman, and we're getting some stuff on film to show some people. That's for sure.
But the negative part is we threw it backwards and it went out of bounds, so it's a 5-yard loss.
That's a 5-yard loss. Tough play there.
2nd down and 15. War Dogs still battling here, down 34-14. Little ways early in the 3rd quarter. Ball handed up to Davis. He's going to cross the right side. He's going to be hit hard. He's going to pick up about 4, and he's going to take it up to about the 27-yard line. Let's give him 5. He got all the penalty back, or the negative play back. So 3rd down and 10 coming up for the War Dogs. 10:19 left in the contest here. Yeah. Play clock not running on the scoreboard there. Finally going. All right, War Dogs come out. Tight end right, 2 receivers to the left. 3rd down and 10 for the War Dogs.
What a great block.
And Coach, we have a penalty over here.
They're going to call outfit. I'm going to tell you, Coach, I'm going to tell you what this call is going to be before the play is even over. He's going to call offensive pass interference saying we blocked too early, and I'm going to be honest with you, I hate this call. I thought the timing of that was absolutely fantastic. I thought Eric McKibben threw a great block. It's a good play call. If this is offensive pass interference because of the early block, I do not like this call at all.
Let's see what we're going to here. We're going to have illegal procedure.
Illegal formation.
Oh, legal formation.
Yeah, so for them to let that play go, again, where he threw it was right at the block, and I'm like, oh, goodness, I'm going to be ridiculously frustrated because Eric McKibben executed that perfect.
Yeah, that was good. That was a good-looking play right there. I
feel like that's the 2nd, 3rd time that we've had a really positive play with a big play that it's been something small, like a procedure penalty or something like that. I don't know.
And I know we're starting to see a couple of different numbers out of the receivers, and sometimes they, am I on the line of scrimmage? Am I off the line of scrimmage? You have to have 7, on the ball, and so we've had a little bit of trouble with that right there. So Wardogs come out tight end right, 2 receivers to the right, Lawless split to the left. Ball's going to be handed to Davis. He's going to cut back. He's going to break a big – oh, man. Big hit right there by Davis, 3rd and 15, and he's going to pick up about 12 or 13. And, Coach, what that does is now bring you really up into about 4th and about 3. Let's call it 4th and 2, which makes it a lot more manageable now.
Number 1, Gavin Stone, shoestring tackle on Seth, might save a touchdown there. Seth had got downhill right there. And, Coach, that's just one of them small things that great teams do. I mean, if he doesn't have that with effort, Seth may pop that one and has a chance. Just a great play by Stone to save a touchdown.
Let's call it 4th and 2. Davis in the backfield with Jinx. Quarterback power up inside, and Jinx is going to get first down.
There it is again, Coach. That 4th and 2, we went right back to that play. You take your running back, whether it's Seth or Hunter, and he leads up in there. You get a good big strong body like Carson Jinx downhill, and I just feel like we can pick that up whenever we want. And good job. Shout out to the guys up front too, because obviously they have to do their thing or it doesn't work.
All right, good job right there by the Wardogs, overcoming kind of the a couple of setbacks on that drive, and was facing 3rd and 15 and still able to pick it up. All of it on the ground. So 8:52 left in the contest. Ridgerunners lead this one 34-14. Wardogs driving still. Ball at their own 38. This is a drive that started at their own 2-yard line. They're going to throw the ball out. That's Walls once again. And he is going to.
They did a really good job there.
Yeah, they just had us outnumbered.
Gavin Stone again on the tackle. He's played a well of a game, Coach, for Grove on the defensive side of the ball.
So -2 on that completion. Going to bring up 2nd and 12 for the Wardogs. Hunter Nichols coming into the game. Garrett Walls coming out. McKibben coming back in. Lawless still playing some wide out. Under 8 minutes now left in the contest.
Well, that looks like we kind of started early, started late. That didn't look real efficient there off the ball.
Looked like our right side of the offensive line came off early.
Yeah, it really did.
But no penalty on the play. It's going to bring up 3rd down. Let's call it 9 for the Wardogs. 7:35 left in the contest. Grove up 34-14 in their opening game. Wardogs' second game of the season. Wardogs opened up last week with a impressive 21-0 victory over the Dewey Bulldoggers. We're on the road next week at Inola. We'd love for you to travel to Inola. If you can't, be sure to tune in right here with us on Wardog TV. We'll be bringing you all the action all season long. 3rd and 9 for the Dogs. He's going to drop back. He's going to throw it out. That's number 13 with the catch. He's going to fight forward. He's going to bring it about 4th and about 1 or 2, Coach.
Yeah, pretty good play there. Good throw by Carson. Good physical run. That's number 13, Landon Elledge on the reception.
Yeah,
good job of ball security there. And actually picked up a couple of, I'd say, Coach, another 2 yards there.
Yeah.
Run after catch with a tough 2 yards, too.
Yeah, he really did. It's going to bring it up 4th and 1. So we will see quarterback power one more time.
And what I was thinking here is that I think Grove's thinking that too. So right here may be that time where you actually do hand that ball off. It's looks like Hunter back there now at running back to maybe give it to that first guy through and see if he can get that initial surge to move those chains again.
All right. 4th and 1 for the Wardogs. Ball at their own 47. Midway through the 4th quarter. That's going to bow quarterback power once again.
There it is.
And we're going to pick it up.
Yeah.
Wasn't as pretty that time. Looked like it took him. He was pretty patient on the run. Good job there by Jinx to kind of be patient and find the gap. But the Wardogs do pick up a first down, and that's going to place the ball just on their side of the 50.
Yeah, again, Coach, what we're doing here is kind of what we hope to do throughout the game. Just hold the ball, keep it away from them, sustain drives. The only problem is we're getting way too late in the game. We're being down 3 scores. Unfortunately. What we want to do, they've kind of taken us out of that with their quick scores.
Yeah. All right. Wardogs have 1st and 10, ball right at midfield. And the ball up inside to Nichols around the right side. He's going to be caught in the backfield, and he's going to be brought down for about a 2 or 3 yard loss. Not sure if that play is designed to hit up inside or to bounce. He kind of bounced it. There wasn't a lot out there. So.
Yeah, they had pretty good surge inside. I think they kind of clogged everything up, kind of forced that. Pretty good play on the defense side of the ball.
Going to bring up second down. Let's call it 11 as they move the ball back up a little bit to about the 49. So they kind of generous with the spot right there. 5:25 left in the contest. Wardogs trailing here at home, 34-14 to a very talented Ridge Runner team. Coach's second half has been much more cleanly played than what we witnessed last week for sure.
For certain.
Coach, we're going to have another penalty because we got 5 guys in the backfield.
And we're going to have cost somebody us a touchdown.
It sure is.
Unfortunately, it's going to cost us a touchdown.
Yeah, we're going to have a receiver who did not get on the line of scrimmage.
Yep, that's exactly right. And it's the right call.
And
that's a good eye by you, Coach, noticing that.
Yeah, and not to point, you're not pointing fingers at anybody, but the receiver's got to see it, and the quarterback's got to see it.
That's exactly right. Yeah, it's just an overall execution, and this is the right call. It's an illegal formation.
Yeah, and it wasn't. We weren't even close. We had 3
no.
receivers almost as deep as the quarterback was.
That was some Canadian Football League offensive series there. So it is a good call. It's unfortunate because we hit them with a great play call at the right time, and it's just. Got to execute. Yeah,
that's disappointing. I like the call.
Those are that quick. That's the quick hitter that we could use because Coach. Mm-hmm. You score there. You're 34-20. You tack on the extra point, 34-21, and now you look up and you're probably going to onside kick it or do something funny, and you never know at that point.
All right. So unfortunately, that touchdown comes off the board, and earlier we had one come off the board. We was able to put it right back on. So Coach, let's answer here. All right, it's going to bring up 2nd and 16 after the illegal procedure call on the Wardogs. Receiver still having a little bit of trouble getting lined up. Trips to the left. Going to ball up inside. That's going to be Nichols. He ran to the left side. He's going to get up to about the 49-yard line. Going to give him 5 on the play. He's going to bring up 3rd down and 11 for the Wardogs. Seth Davis coming back out on the field. Nichols limping around just a little bit. They're going to replace him. 4:15 left in the contest. Clock is running. Ridge Runners lead this one by 20. It was a 7-point game at half.
Yeah, we've been held scoreless in the second half. We need to change that.
Yeah, Wardogs going to come out. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. They hand the ball up inside to Davis. He's going to pick up across the 50 up to about the 46-yard line. Let's give him 6. Let's bring up 4th down, and about 6 to go for the Wardogs. They're going to have to get the ball right across the 40. Coach Gardner talking to Jinx on the sidelines and sending the play in. Under 3:30 now. Clock still moving here. Wardogs going to have to hurry coming out of the huddle. 7 on the play clock. Down to 5. Down to 2. The Wardogs are going to get it off. Jinx is going to drop back.
Boy, just didn't really give us a chance there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's going to be tackled after about a 1-yard gain. So Wardogs going to turn the ball over on downs.
Yeah, unfortunately, just never got a chance to get his feet set and to kind of look downfield. I think we had a few things that opened up down the field, but unfortunately, didn't protect real well there, and Grove Ridgerunners did a pretty good job getting off the field.
All right, 3 minutes and 5 seconds left in the contest here, and the Wardogs are going to move to 1-1 on the season. Grove's going to go to 1-0. Coach, still a lot of positives here tonight. I said you're facing probably one of the team as good a team as you've maybe faced all year long here tonight in week 2. Looking ahead, you got some talented teams coming up. You Wagner, you got Cushing, Oologah, but this is a really good Grove team, and then the Wardogs have battled tough all night long. Crawford's going to take the ball around the right side. He's going to break some tackles. He's going to cross the 50 down to about the 46-yard line. Coach, I'm a little surprised here. I know it's early in the season, but up 20 late in the game.
Yeah.
Crawford standing on the sidelines. I
completely agree because it just takes one, roll up on an ankle or something like that, and but they're going with a little tempo. I mean, it's week 1, so they're going to work on some stuff here. So we got to be able to finish here and get off the field.
Hand the ball to Crawford up inside. He's going to cross the 45 down to about the 42. 2.5 minutes left in the contest. There's a Wardog down on the field. So we're going to stop the clock here. That looks like that is Hunter Nichols. And Coach, I know after his last carry on offense, he was limping just a little bit on the sideline. So just a little bit banged up.
Yeah, that's the one thing that we were pretty fortunate last week is we got out of the Dewey contest with just no injuries. I mean, other than your typical soreness and things like that. But we didn't have any kids that missed practice this week. So pretty fortunate there. So, as we come to the close of this fourth quarter here against the Ridgerunners, I really hope that we don't see any of this stuff starting to pound up. It has been a physical game. They're a very physical football team, as are we. And, you just hate to see somebody get rolled up on that, that'll get them bunged up here moving into next week.
2:25 left in the contest. Like I said, War Dogs on the road next week at Inola. And Nichols just limping just a little bit. And I said, it's like you said, Coach, it's been a physical contest, especially if you're carrying the ball.
Yeah.
And like I said, Hunt Nichols and often playing, not only carrying the ball, but playing some linebacker as well on the other side. So you're sore Friday nights and Saturday. These kids are sore.
Yep. Yeah, like you said, Coach, there are going to be some positives that we take out of this. I mean, we didn't tuck our tail and just kind of, let them take it to us. We did buck up when we needed to. I mean, obviously there's going to be some disappointments. The execution in the second half. We had a couple of plays that could have helped us get a little closer in this game, but got called back with penalties. But you take the good with the bad, and you learn, and you try to get better for the next week.
Yeah, some missed tackles right there. A little spot pass. He's going to go across the 40 down the 35, inside there to about the 31. So, kind of like to see us not give up another score right here, Coach.
I was thinking the same thing, Coach Pax. I mean, you hate for some sloppy stuff to happen just these last couple of minutes. You hope that you can execute cleanly here and keep them out of the end zone.
Grove still running up tempo. Oh, nice play right there by Bailey.
Yeah, really nice play. He wants to bounce outside. Alfred knows that. Did a really good job of keeping the outside shoulder free. Really nice open field tackle on a kid that's very hard to tackle one-on-one.
Yeah, a good job of Alfred there, not to get upfield and give him a lane to run under.
That's exactly right.
You keep your outside free, but you kind of play on that line of scrimmage and string it out, and a good job right there. Coach, we're under 2 minutes now, 1:45. Going to bring up third down and about 5 for the Ridgerunners. Ball at the Wardog 36-yard line. We're going to have a hold.
I mean, we have a hold that got missed, guys. I mean, their left tackle literally just tackled our kid. I don't know how they missed it. I didn't even watch the end of the play. Obviously, they scored. I don't know if it was, but wow. I'm not sure how we missed that one. That's an open space, pretty blatant. But, again, I don't want to take anything away from Grove. They executed the play. They don't get to make the penalties or that one, when you watch that one back on film, that's a miss.
Yeah, definitely so. And I saw the same thing, Coach. Their left tackle literally just tackles our defensive end, and you're like, how do you miss that one? The coach, it was a 36-yard touchdown. They hit a seam, and they got behind our secondary, and that's going to push their point total over 40, and they line up for the extra point. That's disappointing because that's one that probably shouldn't be on the board.
Yeah, I mean, and look, if anybody at home's thinking, why, you're winning the game, why are you passing the ball still? Why? Look, this is the week one for Grove. As a former coach, Jim, the same thing, both of us. You got to run your stuff week one. I mean, they're not trying to run the score up on us or anything like that. They're trying to execute because, this is week one for them in a season with really, really high expectations, and they're trying to get some kids into a rhythm and into the game. So, I mean, personally, I have zero problems with them throwing the ball up there. Again, that forces us to execute on the back end and up front. Unfortunately, though, just a complete miss holding penalty on the edge. Again, Coach, we say it all. We're going to call it like we see it. We don't want to be officials. That's why we're up here and not down there. But that one's a miss there. And, hopefully that's something officials watch film too. Maybe they'll go back and see that one and maybe improve from this week to next week.
All right. That makes it 41-14. It's been all Grove here in the second half. 1:27 left in the contest. I said War Dogs will move to 1-1 on the season. Grove will open up 1-0. Grove will take on the J Bulldogs next week, and the War Dogs will be in Inola to take on the Longhorns in our last non-district game. Will be followed by a bye week, and then we get into everything when it really counts. So
Well, I mean, story of this game is Grove pretty much dominates the second half. I mean, 20 points in the half to none for us. Again, we got one that got taken off the board because of penalties. So, again, I mean, just some self-inflicted stuff on our end. It's very fixable stuff. But you hope that, from this week to next week, we learn some stuff on film, learn some stuff during the middle of the game, and go into Inola and try to get back on track as we go from Inola to the bye week.
All right. That kick goes out of bounds. That's going to be a procedure penalty on the Ridgerunners. So the ball will be moved up to where do they put it at, Coach? 35, 40? Where do they put an illegal procedure at?
It should be the 45-yard
45.
line.
That's where they're
we're going to have them re-kick it, it looks like. Yeah. I guess we do have that choice to take the fight. We could take it at the spot where it went out of bounds, or we can force them to re-kick. And it looks like Coach Gardner's wanting them to kick it again.
Yeah, they're going to back it up and kick it again. So it's from the 35 instead of the 40 this time. Coach, good to see Hunter Nichols back in the game. He is now back one of the deep guys. And I said, I think he just a little beat up tonight. And,
yeah, that's gonna happen.
And I don't notice here any really other injuries tonight for the War Dogs. So hopefully holds true that we will come out. We really pretty much injury free after the second week. So for the second time in a row here, we're going to kick it, and that's going to go a deep short kick. It's going to be taken across the 30.
That's Summer Payne. That's Logan.
All right, Lois, and he's going to be out to about the 32. So 1:17 left in the contest, Coach. This was going to be starting to wind down. And coaches will go look at it. They'll look at what we did right, what we did wrong, and they're going to try to fix those, continue to get better. And, Coach, I'm going to tell you, even though we're on the short end of this one, this is still a much improved Wardog football team.
Without question.
And getting better and better, I believe, each week. And I think this is a team that could make a run for a playoff spot and definitely be in the thick of it here. So.
Well, and you hit the nail on the head just a little bit ago, Jim, when you said this is one of the best teams we're going to see all year long. I mean, let's call a spade a spade. They're very, very talented, and they'll never be out of a game with explosive as they are offensively.
Yeah. All right, 1:17 left in the contest. Hand the ball up inside to Davis. He's going to go from the 33 out to 35 to about the 37 on the play. So we'll pick up about 4 or 5 on the play. That's going to take us under a minute in the contest. 41-14. Grove's going to pick up the victory here tonight at Robertson Field in what has been a hard-fought contest. Throw the ball out to Riley. He's across the 40 up to about the 42, 43. Kind of like them, Coach. We're continuing to work on our stuff and continue to get better. And we want to just keep working forward here. 34 seconds left in the play clock. I think we'll have to probably run at least one more play. War Dogs look like they're going to try to get up and maybe get a couple more in.
Well, I mean, you work on your tempo offense a little bit too. Again, we're all, Yeah,
they hurry to the line of scrimmage, and we're stopping here. Coach, we have picked up first down on that play.
Well, and so the clock's running too.
Yeah.
Okay, we have stopped it now. So.
All right, now starting to run again. All right, this should be the last play of the contest. They're going to hand the ball up inside to Davis. He's going to be caught in the backfield.
That's not a good one to end on right there. We just kind of got whipped up front there. So.
All right, that brings this contest to an end. And Grove's going to win this one. This is a very good Grove football team. And, they have a chance to make a lot of noise throughout this season. Like I said, Coach, this is a much improved Wardog football team, too. And even though we come up on the short end of this one, there's a lot of optimism, a lot of excitement as we look forward down our schedule. War Dogs, like we said, on the road next week at Inola. We're playing the Longhorns. War Dogs move to 1-1 on the season. We want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight to Wardog TV. We'll be with you all season long. We want a special thanks to Superintendent Nick Highsmith, Assistant Superintendent Kenny Iverson, and the Mama Public Schools Board of Education for their continued support of Wardog Athletics. Shout out to our Director of Communication, David Frazier, who is the brains and MVP behind the scene of Wardog TV. We want to thank our in-studio students tonight for their contributions. Kiera Richards on cameras tonight, Ava Huff on graphics and digital imaging, Imaging, Coach, I'm going to turn it over to you as we're going to start to wrap it up here.
Again, I mean, thank you again to everybody who allows us to do Wardog TV. This is just a lot of fun for two old football coaches that like to talk ball. And, obviously these are way funner to call when War Dogs are winning. But, these groups are competitive as heck. Love to see the fight in our kids. I love to see the sportsmanship, kind of watching here a lot of Grove kids and Miami kids interacting that are friends, outside of ball. So a lot of mutual respect there. I know there's a lot of coaches on the Grove side that, are really impressed with what we do on our side and vice versa. So again, just a great opportunity for the War Dogs to learn from this and get better. And I'm excited to call our first road game next week. And I know it, Coach. I'm going to give it to you to sign us off.
All right. I said we will be on the road next week at Inola. We'll be on the air about 6:45, and Wardog TV will be broadcasting all Wardog games live right here. Like I said, once again, thanks to all the students who contribute to our broadcast tonight. For everyone who plays a part in bringing you Wardog football, this is Coach Jim Paxton speaking for Coach Chad Davis. May God bless you. May you have a wonderful week, and we'll see everybody next week in Inola.